Condition of the sheets and the mattress indicate that someone else was in the bed with Amanda just before she died. That's A.
What's B?
B is I'm supposed to tell you you're breaking in a new partner in on this.
Partner again?
Yeah, some cat he's on loan from dope. Real burnout, on the ragged edge.
Oh, perfect.
Gun!
Raj, meet your new partner.
I'm too old for this shit.
Welcome, everybody, to the Lethal Geeks podcast, episode 9. I am your host, Costello's Way. We got Charles Austin. How you doing, Raj?
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm good. We got RawkTalks, Leo Getz. Shout out to Leo Getz.
What's going on, yo? What's up, everybody? How was
welcome.
How was everybody's week thus far since the last time we've spoken?
It's Saturday. I can't complain.
Saturdays are always good days.
Yeah, They're fun. They've become fun lately.
They have been. I had a lot of fun today too. I got to take my kids out to a bunch of Halloween festivities. They got to dress up in their costumes. They had a great time today. So energy's been good, guys. Energy's been good.
Oh yeah. I just got done. My daughter's having a little sleepover with her little friend over here. So we all carved our pumpkins and colored them and all that stuff. So yeah, having a good time.
Nice. Mm-hmm. My parents are visiting from Chile, so I got family in the house for a few weeks, so that's pretty dope. So let's see who's in the chat. Qatar.
It's already pretty busy.
All right, Qatar, no worries. Appreciate your support. Sergeant, how you doing?
Hey, Sergeant.
Welcome.
Thanks for being here today, buddy. Curly Ray.
Curly Ray, what's up, Curly?
Who we got here?
Geek Defense Initiative.
GDI.
How you doing, GDI? We got Bat Dan.
Bat Dan, thank you for being here, brother.
Alrighty. So, awesome. People are just going to come in. We'll just give them a few more minutes. But let's, first of all, welcome everybody. You all know the rules of the game. Charles, please remind our guests our rules, please.
Rules of the platform are pretty simple. Just we welcome anybody in the CBM spectrum. If you're a geek, come on through. It doesn't matter what side you fall on, whether it's James Gunn, Zack Snyder's. We don't really care. We just respect each other's comments here and keep the respect all the way up. No disrespect to anybody in the chat at all, no matter who it is. If we you get one warning pretty much, and after that you're just going to get bounced. And no political talk whatsoever. Please keep the political chatter out of the chat, please. Thank you.
Well said. Who we got? Gilmore Girls, how you doing? It's been a while. How you doing?
Gilmore Girls fan 85, how you doing?
Okay.
I remember she was there for Brett's stream. I remember.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. She was. Okay, so we got a packed show tonight, guys. So we have a guest today. CS, the director, will be joining us. Shortly. So in the meantime, we want to start our topics that we're going to talk. We got a lot to talk about.
We got a busy show tonight, guys. Yeah,
busy. So,
hey, actually, before you start, I'm just want to give people a little bit of background on CS the director if they don't know who he is. I started following him probably about a year ago. He is a huge Snyder fan, just like we are, and he's been a friend of the Snyderverse. So he'll be joining us here in about an hour, and we're interested in what he has to say about the Snyderverse and talk about what his journey's been and things like that. So
Awesome. And one more quick reminder, everybody. Just make sure you guys are liking the stream. Make sure you guys are following us on all the social media. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on X. Make sure you're obviously subscribed to the channel. Plenty of announcements coming your way. We got a lot of cool stuff that's going to be announced very, very soon. So make sure you guys are following us on all of our socials.
Alrighty. So let's get it on, shall we, gentlemen? First topic. Whack, whack, whack. Are we surprised? Let's be honest. Are we surprised?
I think a lot of us saw this coming. Especially after the way Deadpool and Wolverine played out. Wesley Snipes really threw a wrench in those plans, I think. And I don't know if they've officially said it's canceled yet. I think it just what were you saying, Phil? That it was just on hiatus right now?
No, they said it was indefinitely. It was
indefinitely.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. We all have seen the reaction to obviously Wesley Snipes returning as that character. So, I mean, this doesn't shock me. I think that the higher ups have probably made the decision to give the fans what they want. You know, a concept that a few other studios could learn from that we'll talk about later. But I think that's kind of what might be going on here. What do you guys think?
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, after the reaction of Deadpool and Wolverine, obviously aside from all the other reveals they had, which were great, they had Chris Evans in there, they had my girl, Jennifer Gardner in there. She came back as Elektra. Mm-hmm. So I loved her on Alias, that entire that series of Alias. She was a CIA operative. And I think it had like 5 seasons or something like that. But yeah, she was pretty good in that show. That reveal, and then obviously they had Channing Tatum there. But when Wesley came out, like I said, in the theater, people were just like, yeah, nobody, like I said, nobody clapped, nobody got excited. It was just like a pin drop. Oh. Yeah, it was like you can hear a pin drop. Everybody's like, holy crap. It could be because they didn't expect it. And then everybody was turning and looking at each other like, can you believe it? They're going to bring back Blade. And everybody in the theater, oh my God, they're going to bring. That's kind of how it went, just like that. So Ryan Reynolds, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. Yep.
What do you think, Phil? Where are your thoughts at with this?
Well, I mean, if you make over $1 billion in today's times in theaters, you pretty much can ask whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
And pretty much paid off. Deadpool and Wolverine was a hit. And not only was it a hit in theaters, but it was also a hit on digital and physical media.
Yeah.
So they double dipped. Now, how much did they make money-wise on a physical? We don't know. We know that BBS made a lot of money.
Oh, I'm sure the physical sales, when those numbers come out, they are going to be spectacular. I have a feeling. Yeah. Like, I mean, Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Phil.
No, I'm saying I got the digital copy. I bought the digital.
You already got the digital. So has the physical copies? Have the physical copies been released yet? Have the 4Ks been released yet?
I don't know. I don't do physical media, so
gotcha. I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for the 4K physical because I love my physical media. But that's the thing. I have a feeling that it's because it's an event film, and when there's an event film, people don't want to miss out on that. They want to have it. They want to own that because it honestly, when you think about it, that film is not only a piece of film history but also comic book history. Correct? So I think the physical sales for that movie are gonna be through the roof.
They're gonna be through the roof.
They're gonna be through the roof. Yeah. It's something that any fan of those characters needs to have in their collection. Like I have to have, obviously, Deadpool 1 in my collection, and I got Deadpool 2 somewhere here, right? But my kids have been messing around with my Blu-rays on my shelf. But yeah, like it's a must own. So when that one, when the 4K comes out, I must own. It'll be there.
Nice. Yeah. No, I got that digital and I saw it all over again. I was just laughing my ass off. And yeah, when Wesley's walking out, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this.
It was Ryan Reynolds' time, man. It was almost like, you know, he was like, okay, I tried it with Green Lantern and DC, you know. And it wasn't him. It was what he was given. You got to remember that, you know, it was, you know, kind of, it wasn't super goofy, you know, it was serious, but it was just that they had to tighten up that writing, man. If they would have tightened that up just a little bit better, it would have been because he plays a great Hal Jordan, I think. So yeah, you know, if they would have tightened that up, that'd have been perfect. That didn't work out. So he tried it again, you know, with the X-Men origin. So that didn't work out either, obviously, because they I don't know what they were thinking, especially in that third act, bro.
You know what I like about that X-Men Origins is that everybody knows the movie's crap and they all make fun of it and nobody gives a shit. You know, like it is what
you know what you know what I did love about that movie though? The beginning sequences. The beginning sequences. That story where they were going through every war and stuff like that. That was done brilliantly. That was pulled out brilliant. But
the best thing that ever came out of that movie is this video game right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you guys haven't played this, okay,
I have played it.
This is something you guys, even all you guys in the chat, okay, you guys want to get a taste of, I think, what we're gonna see with the new Wolverine game coming out on PS5. Pick this game up. Like we all know the movie was shit, but this was phenomenal.
That should have been the movie.
This should have been the
movie. I remember when Wesley Snipes exposed.
There's some interesting narratives I'm seeing in the chat. Like I'm looking at, like there's one here by Bat Dan Thoughts. He's saying, "Say what you want about Marvel. Say what you want about Marvel, but they listen to fans." And I agree with that. I totally agree with that. But I'm seeing some other narratives here where some people like Osa Fresh, right? The MCU has absolutely no idea what to do with Blade. Listen, Osa, it's true. I do get that, but here's the thing. I think they don't want to mess this up. They have to do what works. And what they saw in Deadpool and Wolverine works. They have to at least finish that Blade, that version of Blade. They have to finish his story. They got to give him his send-off. I don't think anybody's against a new Blade coming in and taking over and leading that character in the MCU. But Wesley needs his send-off.
You know what I think I know what Osa's saying is this. He's saying that based off of everything that's been coming out so far, think about it. Why do you think that Marshall Ali has been so frustrated? He's been pretty much the most vocal proponent on how they're screwing this script up. When it comes to Blade, the character of Blade, what is that acronym? Keep it simple, stupid. Give the man a sword. Give him a backstory with some vampires in it. Let him go get his kill on as an old man, Eric Brooks, and let him do his thing. And send him on off. That's it. I don't understand why they need to make that complicated. Because you know what I mean?
I think what they need to do it properly is they need to give him the Logan treatment. His movie, his final movie needs to have the Logan treatment. It's got to be on that level. It has to be. Phil, what are you showing off there? Blade.
Yeah.
Okay. So if any Marvel executive is watching, that's what we want to see. The man in the sword chopping up vampires, and done.
Simple.
That's
how the first one was really simple. Look, you had Stephen Dorff's characters just trying to take over the whole blood god thing and kill everybody that's there. Blade's hunting him down. He's killing vampires along the way. It was simple. It was linear. There was not much to it. You knew what the plot was, self-contained. It was tight. That was it. Give him one of those. Just give him one like that, but make it about a send-off. You know, you can make him, obviously he's older now. You can make it to where he could be dying. Could be. You know what I mean? Something's going on with him, but he's gonna fight to the very end. Whatever, man. I mean, just you can make that type of story if you wanted to. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Yeah. Oh, Wesley definitely needs his solo. They should introduce Ali's, but there you go.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Yes.
That's perfect. Right there.
Osa Fresh.
He gets a drop.
That's perfect.
You get a drop. So
that's like the perfect send off right there.
Yep. So yeah, no, guys. So definitely listen. Blade is done, but maybe it's not gone. So definitely, if you guys want Wesley, you guys can keep doing campaigns and supporting and hey, begging for Wesley's side because honestly, yeah, he does deserve. He's the one who started all this Marvel success in theaters. He was the first one.
He was the original. Yeah.
Even if it was New Line that distributed it, it was New Line that distributed it. You know what? New Line, man, give them credit, man. They're a smaller distribution company, but come on, bro. New Line. They're good. That's just they are. So, but yeah.
So let's give them a drop, and we go into the next subject.
Initiation's over, Michael. It's time to join the club.
Back when vampire movies actually scared the shit.
The Lost Boys for you youngins in the crowd. That's called the Lost Boys.
Well, okay, so next Marvel news, not necessarily MCU, but still Marvel.
Spider-Man
you
Noir.
Spidey fans out there. Where's that thingy? I had it right. Oh, I lost it.
So there were set images that leaked. Is that what happened this week? Awesome.
Yeah. So let me just pull it up again. So yeah, we got the first image of Spider-Man Noir live action. Here it is. I'm gonna pull it up right now. See, this is again. Just listen to the fans. Listen to the fans. WBD. We're gonna get to you guys later. Don't worry. I got a long list. I'm gonna cook tonight a lot, but let's start with this. Let's start with the appetizer first. Okay, Spider-Man Noir. Personally, I've never been like a big fan of Spider-Man Noir. Not that I'm against it, but I was never that invested in this character. But after seeing this, I'm like, okay, maybe I should, browse a little bit and see what this is about. What you guys think?
Go ahead, Charles. I'll let you run first.
Oh, that's all y'all, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, honestly, I'll be honest with you guys too. Like, I don't know if there is a Spider-Man Noir line of comics. Like, I don't know if he has his own comic line. He probably does. I'll be honest, transparent. I've never read any of them. The most I know about Spider-Man Noir is what I saw from Into the Snyderverse, and that's really about it. But I think this
I barely remember that.
Oh, you weren't a fan of Into the Snyderverse?
No, I said, and I barely.
Oh, you
remember
barely
that.
remember that? Okay, sorry, gotcha.
Yeah, I saw him though. Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, did you like those movies?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I thought they were awesome for what they were. But I think for what it is, I think this is cool. I think it's different. I think if fans have been asking for this, I mean, it's Nicolas Cage. Like, everybody loves Nicolas Cage, right? I think it's awesome. I'm definitely going to check it out. I think this is an Amazon show. You guys were saying this will be on Amazon.
Yeah.
So
yeah, put that. That's a good point. GDI said Spider-Man Noir is part of a larger series of comics based on 1930s pulp called Marvel Noir. Okay. It should be shot. They're saying that it should be shot in black and white. That's actually a good point. And it might look great like that.
It could be. We're seeing leaked set photos, right? So, I mean, we don't know what the final product's going to look like. There's a very big possibility that it could be all in black and white. So that would be pretty awesome to see. But yeah, like I said, I don't know.
Well, remember that they did the same thing with Werewolf by Night. They shot it color normal, but then later
post-production,
when they released it in post-production, black and white, and then later the following year in color. So they could probably do the same here with the Spider-Man Noir.
You know what? I think I'll give them the credit. I think that chances are this will probably be in black and white. I think it would be a missed opportunity if they didn't.
If they didn't do it, yeah.
No, I agree. I think it'll be in black and white for sure. I I've loved Nicolas Cage for a long time. I think he's had some great movies. He's had, ups and downs. But listen, Hollywood, everyone in Hollywood has his ups and downs. Not everyone stays in the top, But this man has done some great movies, and I'm glad that he's getting, his chance to be Spider-Man Noir, because I liked how he did the voice on the
in the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, listen, like I said, I love Spider-Man, but I'm not that invested in Spider-Man Noir. But I'm definitely gonna check this out. Sure.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. It's definitely something I'm going to watch. I'm going to give it a chance. And
Thank you, GDI. Yep, The Shadow.
Yes, and I was literally just thinking that if you haven't seen The Shadow with Alec Baldwin, it's that feel. Yeah.
Yep. Wonderful DH. They might. I mean, Amazon's got the money, so
I like his next comment there. He's saying maybe have it in black and white with a splash of color, Sin City style. That would be really dope.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
That would be dope.
Yeah,
that'd be dope. Yep. He was Curly. Yes, he was also. What a missed opportunity, dude! I would have loved to have seen this man at least get that Superman movie with what was it, with Kevin Smith.
You know what? I'll be honest, man. After what I saw in The Flash, I was really turned off by it. I mean, and I get it. I don't blame him. I don't blame Nicolas Cage. I don't blame what the original movie was supposed to be. What was it called? Superman Lives or something like that. But from what they tried to do in The Flash and recreate plot elements from that movie, I'm kind of glad it didn't happen.
Nicolas Cage said he had no idea why he was even there, dude. He was like, wait a minute.
I'm pretty sure there was an article that came out where he basically said what they filmed of him on set wasn't what was in the movie.
Yeah, he was like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, and then it came out, and he was like, I don't remember doing all that. And then next thing you know, he's fighting a spider. So
to answer Sean Franklin's question, do you think Nicolas Cage he come back for Ghost Rider and Avengers: Secret Wars? Maybe. If it's a one and done, why not? Chris Evans came back as Human Torch. So if Spider-Man Noir hits hard and people are losing their shit, I think Feige would be like, you know what? Let's just squeeze Nicholas in for
I could see a Ghost Rider showing up in Avengers, but I can't see them showing who the actor is. I think he'd be all skulled out, you know what I mean, and on fire and shit. I think if they're going to do it, I think that's the way they do it. I don't see Nicolas Cage reprising that role. I've been reading some stuff online, and I don't see it happening. Personally, myself.
Yeah. Again, like I said, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I'm not losing sleep on it. Because I went on a date and watched the first Ghost Rider movie. Now that I remember it,
how did that turn out for you, Phil?
Oh, it turned out very well. Don't worry. It turned out very, very well. Thank you. I'm not giving you more details than that. Let's just say I left a happy man that evening. That's all. Okay.
Was it a quiet car ride home?
I don't recall. She was older than me. I'll tell you that. She was older than me. That's all I'll say.
Okay, let's keep it family, guys. It's a family show.
Alrighty. So, any last final comments regarding Spider-Man Noir and Nicolas Cage first reveal? You guys excited? You guys, last thoughts. Let's see here. Sergeant, I'll be doing a panel that goes right. Oh, okay, cool.
People are asking for the machete cut and the
machete cut. Does it even exist?
No, yeah, no, for real. Go back to that comment right quick. So does anybody actually? Is there anything out there that suggests that the Muschietti cut is tonally different? Does it even exist? Is it a longer cut? What's out there? Because I haven't really heard any noise on it. As far as
what I understand, there is a lot of footage from the ending of the movie that was changed. There's footage of, I believe, Henry Cavill showing up at the end. There's footage of Sasha Calle showing up at the end. I think there's also footage of Michael Keaton's Batman showing up in the end scene as well. So that there is obviously a completely that was what I was laughing at. But yeah, from what
you got another drop. I'm gonna give him another drop. Osa, you've made my day today. You're gonna get another drop. Finish your point, and then we'll move to the next subject.
I can't even remember what my freaking point was at this. From what I understand, I know that there is a lot of footage of the ending that was completely altered. Now, I'm sure there's more footage out there of different story and plot points that were changed. I'm sure that there is that, but I do know for a fact that ending was filmed with. There was another ending where all the characters showed up. Everybody showed up at the end. Like we had Cavill, you had.
But then you know what? Then you know what? They'll never release it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever come out.
They'll never release it then because it was not part of. It was not. It was designed to kill that universe.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're never going to release it.
No, I don't think it'll ever see the light of day. Nope.
All right, Osa. You get a drop, and I'm going to give you. I just had it here, but I moved back. Oh, okay.
Hey, that's it, brother, but you got to yell that shit. Show me the money. I need to feel you, Jerry. Show me the money. Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money. Show me the money. Do you love this black man? I love this black man. Who's your motherfucker, Jerry? You, my motherfucker. What you gonna do, Jerry? Show me the money.
Show me the money. I promised you guys I was going to put new drops. I keep my promises.
All right, where are we going next? What's our next topic?
So we were going to talk about a certain movie from Rome, but I totally forgot. And there's nothing new, no footage yet. But there is another movie that was announced that we're like, holy fucking shit. We got to talk about this as well. John fucking Wick.
All right.
back.
Do you have the image that you can pull up that I sent you, Phil? It was in our private chat.
Yeah, let me pull that up here.
Now, I don't know where that image came from. I don't know if it was a concept or an AI image, but damn, it looked pretty cool.
It looked dope, yeah.
Yeah.
Just look it up. Oh, damn it. My thing keeps switching from personal to...
While he's looking for that. So, yeah, there is this, the John Wick anime prequel, basically based on what he did right. So if you guys remember the first John Wick, he was having a conversation. The Russian was having a conversation with his son and with his one of his business partners, basically saying that John Wick, he was the real deal, and he wanted to get out. He had his wife, he met a woman, he fell in love, so he wanted to get out. They were like, okay, we'll let you out, but you got to do just this one task, this one thing. They thought it was an impossible task. They thought he could never pull it off, and he did. Mm-hmm. So he ended up getting out. So that's what that anime, I believe, is supposed to be about, what that impossible task was that they assigned him to. So, yeah.
No,
I would love to see that in live action.
Story. Yeah, it's an awesome
I would love to see that in live action. Can you imagine? Oh,
but you know what? I'll take an anime. I mean, Keanu's getting older too now. How much longer?
If it's like that, yes.
Yeah, I know. Like it's what he's getting to 60 now. I think
he's getting
Baba Yaga's last job.
He's getting.
And I think I heard.
Yeah, he's 61.
And I'm not going to discredit the man. I'm sure he could, still perform at a top level. I'm sure he still can, but how long does he want to keep going? You know what I mean?
60,
eventually he's going to want his rest. He's not going to want to be able to keep going at that level. So,
Mm-hmm.
If we want more John Wick stories, I will take whatever I can get. And if it's anime, I'm taking it. Give it to me,
Yeah, I know for sure. Like Keanu, like he even said no, it wasn't him. It was Liam Neeson. I think I saw in an interview a while ago saying that he was like he's hitting he's like in his early 70s, and he said I'm tired of doing action movies, and I want to do something else. Keanu's going to get in that point as well, because you're getting old. You can't be now. Nothing wrong with getting old. It's just that your body can take so much of a beating.
Mm-hmm.
And these movies are demanding and
very physically.
Keanu even said that John Wick 4 was his. I think it was 4 or 3, but I'm leaning towards 4. That was his most intense action sequence ever, because he got his ass kicked on that one, like falling from the stairs. Like, dude, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely give this man a. Well, he's going to show up one more time with
Ballerina
next year. I don't. He might do like a small little action scene.
I don't see it being a long or a really
like something.
It's going to be short.
Yeah, his appearance in it is not going to be that long. I don't think. Because it's going to be centered.
Movie, if even.
Exactly, it's going to be centered around the story of the ballerinas. So, I think it's going to be more like him showing up and saying, "This is where your focus needs to be." Somewhere the protagonist, she's going to be falling off somewhere, and he's going to be there to be like, this is what needs to be done. So, and it's not going to be something that's, super a spectacle, basically. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Actually, I just remembered that John Wick is in his 10th anniversary now. And they're actually re-releasing the first movie. I think it's going to be only 2 days. I think it's November 3rd and November 6th. They're going to be. Oh, okay, yeah, I saw it.
You know what? Keanu doesn't look like the type. I look at his body to me doesn't look like he's taking the juice, bro.
No, he does not. No, he's not. He's always had this kind of this sort of slim athletic build.
Yeah,
his entire life. So yeah.
Yeah,
not super wide in the shoulders. His. Yeah.
Did you ever see? This is an old one from the 90s. Johnny Mnemonic.
Mnemonic, yeah, where he was basically the computer with the
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think that was the. I could be wrong, but based on what I remember, I think that was the most that I've seen him like in top.
The biggest,
not me. Speed.
I was going to say Speed. Speed
was the biggest really? I've ever seen him in. Check out Speed again.
Speaking of Speed, I think I heard that they were doing a third one now with Sandra. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear that.
Speed 3.
Yeah. I swear to God, I think I saw.
No, I gotta look it up now. I gotta look it up now.
So,
I'm looking it up now.
Because they didn't learn their lesson after the second one, right?
No, they didn't.
Jesus.
Oh God, Collider. So Sandra Bullock asked for a Speed 3, and we finally have an update. Speed 3 with Sandra addressed by 20th Century Fox. Okay, so what do they say?
Let's see here. 20th Century Fox addresses started the original.
Speed 3 could happen. Really?
It could happen.
That's all we're getting.
What is
it? Could happen.
How? You got two geriatrics. One of them got a gun. Talking about. Come on, I love her, but come on, man. Are you serious? She should be running around the streets too. Well, she still is in good shape. She is. Let's
find out how old she is.
This is one of my favorite 4Ks. Okay, and they're just gonna bastardize it if they do this.
They're the same age.
They're the same age, yeah. 60s, yeah. It's gonna be speed. It's gonna be speed. What are you gonna be on an airplane this time?
It's not gonna be speed. There's gonna be called
speed.
Slow.
It's gonna be called speed.
They're all old.
Speed 500 knots. Speed something. Speed astronaut. Speed.
No, it's gonna be an inversion of the franchise. It's gonna be called Slow.
Actually, Curly, just throw us a reminder. Yeah, that Keanu Reeves is gonna be in the next Sonic the Hedgehog. He's gonna.
Really?
Shadow. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
No, listen, Keanu's doing fine. He's getting work. He's even got a freaking comic book, guys. The guy is doing great. And he's gonna be the one thing I'm so grateful that he did not get involved. He did not get involved in Star Wars, and thank God that was only because of scheduling conflicts. Imagine why do you think we got Carrie-Anne Moss also in Star Wars? Because originally it was going to be him and Keanu, but Keanu couldn't at last minute, and he dodged the bullet.
I was going to just say that. It seemed
for the Acolyte.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. See, that's the type of gimmicky crap that I don't like right there. You're gonna bring them back just because they starred in the Matrix, and you think that's gonna make the Acolyte good? The story about the Acolyte is what makes it good, and you guys butchered it.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? Bringing back Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss to be they actually thought that and thought it was gonna work.
That's another one. Street Kings. You guys seen Street Kings?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah. No, definitely. Keanu is not struggling at all in Hollywood. He's doing fine, and his stock is higher than ever. So I ain't worried about him at all. So, all right.
Any final thoughts on that, guys? On the anime prequel? You guys interested? You going to check it out?
I'm psyched. I'm definitely psyched. I definitely want to see how, dude. They're gonna go so freaking bloody on this.
Dude, I want to watch it. Listen, I want to watch it because of that. Look at that. Pull that graphic up again. Can you pull that up again?
That graphic is badass. But if they went with like the
if it's anything like what that looks like, if it looks like that, then yes. I'll watch it.
I don't want anybody to get their hopes up because there is a chance that could just be an AI generated image. I mean, it's possible.
Gee, thanks, Rocks. I was over here getting happy now. He just said it's AI.
It could be AI. That's why. The source on this, the source from this image isn't the best source. So, but like I said, when it comes to animation style, I would like to see what they did with Terminator Zero. I think that animation style would be perfect for something like this.
Yeah,
that is the term. That's exactly like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Alrighty. Our next topic. We're going to talk about the fucking go to cinema. This man keeps fucking winning. And he just nailed in another cast for his movie. And you guys, I'm assuming you guys know who it is. Where is it? Damn it. Why do I keep...
You don't know how to keep your articles safe, Phil.
No, I don't. I don't. So Havoc, you can make fun of me. That's okay.
Homie got too many tabs open. He's like, wait, which tab is it?
What screen? Dude, I got 5 screens here. And I'm like, where the fuck am I?
Do you really have 5 screens?
You really have 5 screens?
I got 5 screens. Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh my God, bro. I only got 2.
Someone's going big time.
He is.
All right, here we go. So we finally have some clues of what Christopher Nolan's next movie is going to be. So basically, the rumors were true. The man wanted to do a horror movie, and looks like this is going to be. It's going to be another vampire movie. Go figure. Vampires are coming back, guys.
They're coming back, man.
I love vampire. I love vampire.
Like I said, you know what? If it's done right, if like for me, vampire movies, like I'm sorry, I'm not into that Twilight stuff. Like I like the old school '90s horror style, '80s horror style vampire films. You know what I mean?
You gotta kind of make vampires mysterious.
What was that one with George Clooney? The one with George Clooney.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn, like stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right. You see how they revealed the vampires and they revealed what was going on. That's how that the way they set that up. You know, they're on their way to go do their thing, cross the border. They go to this border town and they don't know anything about this place, and then boom, vampires.
Mm-hmm.
That I liked that setup. I like how they did that. So if they can do this one the same way, where we're making the vampires the mystery of it all. You don't just reveal really what they are, who they are. They just make them a specter in the background until the right time, and then just lay it on himself.
Well, see, like I want them to make vampires scary again. We went through this whole phase where they tried to really make the vampires sexy. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, I don't want that. I want a scary ass.
Well, I've never seen Twilight. I don't plan on watching Twilight, and it looked like homie was wearing blush.
I was forced to watch it because at that time I was dating my ex, and she was like,
"Oh, he loved her."
Who did she love? She wasn't. No, she didn't love Pam. She loved the
werewolf guy.
The werewolf. I forgot his name. Tyler something. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend had a huge crush, and I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Tyler? What's his name?
Red flag.
What is his name? His name's like right on the tip of my tongue. Is it Tyler
something?
Yeah, something.
But anyways, my whole thing is like
my daughter hates him. She hated him. She watched the movies too, and she couldn't stand him.
I'm trying to remember when
she said he looked like a monkey.
Do you guys
Tyler Lochner.
Okay,
Tyler Lochner. Yeah, look at his face, man. My daughter doesn't like him. She said he looked like a monkey, dude. Look at this. He got that big old brow, that low slung brow and that weird. He gonna pull up a picture. Pull up that Tyler picture.
Jesus.
Where is
y'all gonna see what I'm talking about? How's he doing, by the way? Look at him. Look at them eyes. Look at them close set eyes he's got right there. Y'all see that? Look at that. Profile of a killer right there.
Okay. Real quick. Do you guys remember like those old school Tales from the Crypt movies? Tales from the Crypt Keeper movies?
Uh-huh.
Tales from the Crypt, right? I remember like the vampire ones that they used to do for that used to scare the crap out of me when I was a kid. Like, and again, like they did obviously flirt with the whole sexy vampire thing because they had like a lot of
every time he keeps saying sexy vampire.
it was different in the 90s because it was like female sexy, you know what I mean? You had a lot of topless vampires, you had a lot of that
but they were still stuff, right? But it still wasn't about anything. It was just drama with vampires, and they were
still scary. They were still scary.
Yeah.
You know, they still scared the shit out of you. You know, so I'm interested in this. I think that Nolan doing a horror movie is it's Christopher Nolan. He's going to work his magic. You know.
Well, here's the thing: he's also broadening his horizons because he's done sci-fi, he's done drama, he's done.
He's hit all these genres. He's never really.
He's hit the comic book now.
Yeah,
he hasn't touched the horror era, the horror genre yet. So, and I like that he's doing this because again, he's got nothing to prove.
I think he's at the point where he's just doing what he wants to do.
He's proven to himself that, you know what, I think
I can do that.
I've got game. I've proven that I can do whatever the fuck I want, and now I'm going to take this.
Why do you think he's still with Universal? Universal's like, they probably come to him. What's your next project? Yeah, I was thinking about doing this. They're like, all right, well, that's what I'm saying. They're like, well, let us know what you're going to do, and we're here.
I don't think it's a headache like what he was dealing with.
So let me say something. So Socks, first of all, shout out to you, Socks. Thanks for joining us tonight. Best vampires films in the 90s, from Dusk Till Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn. Yes, John Carpenter's Vampires. That's with James Woods, guys. That was a good movie.
Queen of the Damned Havoc hit on some good Dracula Untold, The Underworld. Queen of the Dead, was that the one with Aaliyah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good call on that Sin Havoc. I got them. I got all of the Underworld ones, man. Every single one of them on Blu-ray.
And this is exactly why Nolan stayed in Universal for that vampire movie, because Sin Havoc said it right there. Universal
and Legendary
has the IPs of all these monster movies, like the horror, the Dracula, Creature Lagoon, Wolfman. Universal has that IP. So,
and guess what, guys? They can revive that MonsterVerse that Tom Cruise tried to do the first time. They could. They can pull that off.
Remember that?
Yeah, they can pull that off.
Yep. You have Christopher Nolan started up now with his vampire movie.
Bring in
And let him
Guillermo del
interpret
Toro. Bring in,
Guillermo
yeah, dude. Start bringing in the heavy hitters that like to do horror. Horror,
this
yeah, absolutely.
man tried to do what he's trying to what this man tried to bring DC to its glory. You know, brought in Zack Snyder, and Nolan was just executive producer. He wasn't. He was hands off, but he was. You know, I'm here. You know, if you guys need me, I'm pretty sure. Again, I don't know nothing.
That was
I'm
a
not
good. Yeah, that
sure.
was fresh. That was a good one too.
Yeah, that he can be executive producing for Universal for all these reviving the monster genre. You know, this might because isn't also Creature of the Lagoon coming also? I believe wasn't James Wan executive producing it? I think.
I didn't know about that one, Phil.
No.
Mm.
Okay.
It's possible. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I didn't know about that one.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, it's definitely I'm psyched for. And dude, you got Batman said it earlier. Like, where is it? I'll highlight your. Where is? Yeah, 2 Spider-Man related topics in one video. Yeah, absolutely. Because Spider-Man is also coming out the same year as the Christopher Nolan. So you got Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday. You got Christopher Nolan, and then you got Spider-Man 4. So 2026 is definitely Tom Holland's year.
And I think Tom Holland, like, he does these serious roles really well. There was a Netflix film I saw not too long ago. I don't know if it was specifically a Netflix film. I know I just saw it on Netflix, and it was a much more serious tone than anything I'd ever seen him do, and it really blew me away. I'm trying to remember what the name of the movie was.
Cherry?
Nope. I will look it up in 1 second and let you know.
Yeah, can you go back to that last comment? Nolan is also credited writer of Man of Steel. Yeah, yep. Him and David S. Goyer came up with the story together, and Nolan, yep, has got a credit as a writer on it.
So I believe the movie was called The Devil All the Time. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I
Devil
remember
All
that
the
one.
Time.
Yeah. I think
You guys haven't checked it out, and you want to see how serious of an actor this kid is. That's the one you need to watch.
Okay. Cool.
Hey, have you guys seen the trailer for Werewolf yet?
I have not.
So you know the guy that what is his last name? I think it's Winnell. Is it Winnell? He did. He was the guy. Have you ever seen Saw? The very first Saw.
Yep.
Oh, you remember the guy that was in the tub? When he asked him what his name was, and he was like, "My name is very fucking confused. What's your name?" He was the one that jumped up in the tub, the one that was in the tub, and he had to leave him there. There was a kid, but anyway, he's a director. Okay. So he directed a movie called like a recent movie called Invisible Man, where this guy, it was basically a modern take on the Invisible Man. This guy created the suit.
Yeah,
he's got the cameras with the cameras on the outside. Well, he's doing another one called Werewolf. Check out the trailer.
Actually, I got it right here. Let's. I haven't watched it yet, so we got.
Let's
time.
do it.
The director hasn't come in yet. So before we move to any last final topics on the Nolan movie, before we watch the trailer, guys, are you guys excited for this? Because definitely, like I said, vampires are definitely coming back, and Christopher Nolan for sure has proven that you give him the creative freedom he wants, you give him the budget that he asks, and you let him, choose the actors, guaranteed hit.
Yeah, I think between this and Sinners, I think we got some good vampire content coming our way. Yeah.
And Socks, I wanted to highlight Socks here. WBD gave Nolan a check to come back. Nolan said thanks for the money and said I'm staying with Universal. He took the money and said no to any. Yep, absolutely. That's exactly what happened. They tried to bribe him. He said no, thank you, I'm good. Thanks for the check though.
Like a boss.
Like a motherfucking boss. And for that, actually, this is the perfect drop.
I am crazy. But you know what else? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about Steel. And I don't give a fuck about Raheem either. I don't give a fuck about myself. Look, I ain't shit. I ain't never gonna be shit. And you less of a man than me, so as soon as I decide that you ain't gonna be shit.
Wow.
Okay. Let's watch the trailer for Wolfman since we were talking about some horror movies. Did any of you see this trailer already? Charles, did you see this already?
What, the trailer?
Yeah, for Wolfman.
Oh, I saw it.
You saw it?
I won't say. Yeah, I saw it. Go ahead and play it.
Okay. All right. Let me just get this ready here. Alrighty. All right, so guys, we're going to see the trailer for The Wolfman, and you guys want to see it later. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, I think it's not going to let me. Damn.
It might be because we're streaming. It might.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah. Boo.
It's all good, man. It's no big deal. If you guys want to check out the trailer, you guys obviously do that on YouTube. Just throw it in the search, and you guys can watch that. Next time, we will be more prepared.
This is the last minute trailer. Yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up through.
Yeah, pull it up to another source. Yeah, the guy's name is Lee Winnell. He played the guy named Adam. So Cary Ells, the guy that played the King in Rebel Moon, he was in Saw. He was the doctor that was in Saw, and he was stuck in the same room with a guy named Adam. And Adam is his real name in real life. His name Lee Winnell. He's the director of there it is. Who said it? Was that Sin Havoc? Yeah, Lee Winnell. Yep.
Is he the one that saws off his leg in the movie?
No, he's the one. That was Cary Ells that did it, but he was the one. So the Lee Winnell was the first character you basically saw there. Okay. He was in the tub. As soon as he woke up, the key was tied to his leg or his toe.
The other guy then. Okay.
Yeah, he was the other one in there. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
yeah.
Now I know exactly who you're talking about.
Give me 1 second. Let me just make sure I got the right trailer here. Yeah, okay. This is the one.
Pulled it up on X? Is that how you did it?
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up on X. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. But I'm going to put a link on the description also so you guys can go and check it out through YouTube later. Okay, here we go. Here's our trailer reaction for Wolfman.
What was that thing like?
It sounded like an animal.
Oh.
I swear to God, it was standing on 2 feet.
Daddy, are we gonna die?
No, it's my job to protect you.
What's wrong with Daddy? He got sick. Please, Dad, you're scaring me! Please, stop!
That's it? That's all we get?
No, that's not the trailer I saw, but that's the short trailer. If you want to see the full trailer, check out the full trailer on YouTube. But yeah,
it reminds me of a video.
Okay, here it is. Okay, actually. I found it. It's like 2 minutes. So
okay, pull up that one. We'll do that.
Come on, Phil.
I love you too, Charles.
you know what
guys.
Real quick before you do that, you know what it reminded me of, and the vibe I was getting? Have any of you guys played The Quarry?
No.
So it's a werewolf. It's a game about werewolves, and it's on PS4, PS5. Anybody in the chat, if you guys have checked it out, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But the vibe is right there. What I'm seeing here, The Quarry. I'm
getting mocked by the audience.
What's going on? Riggs is slipping. Phil messed up again. Come on, Phil. I'm telling you, one day we're going to fire him, guys. It's coming.
I love love you too. All right,
let's do this.
The captain is going to force you to retire.
Oh, the captain, my captain. Shout out to the captain. Oh, guys, did you see that video that Zod Rider did for One Punch Man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you saw it? Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Now's the trailer for Wolfman, and a link will be in the description.
Let's go.
Hey. Ginger? Ginger, are you okay? Look at me. Look at me. Charlotte, are you hurt? Are you hurt? Are you okay? Hey, we gotta get out of this thing. Hey, no. Don't move. Look through the window right there. You can do it. You'll be okay. You okay? We have to leave right now. Run.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? Hello?
Isn't that the girl
We were in
from
an accident.
Daddy, are we gonna die?
No, it's my job to protect you.
And we were attacked. I think my husband was infected. Mike?
Daddy? Daddy? What's wrong with Daddy?
He got sick.
What is happening to me?
Can you understand me? Yeah. You're scaring me.
Back off!
Oh, man, I can't see that.
Hurry, Mommy is coming.
The battery's there in the ground.
Yeah, that was the one I saw.
That looks good. That looks
That was
good.
the one I
Dude,
saw.
grab the fucking knife. I'm like, holy shit, that shit like that.
He's like, my hands.
I'm telling you guys, the vibe here is from The Quarry. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but The Quarry actually starred David Arquette as one of the main characters in the game. So I think it was also a free PlayStation Plus game at some point. So if you guys have the subscription, check it out, because I'm telling you, the similarities here are just, they're right there. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, so let's look at the chat here. So so it's oh shit, where was it? Julia Gardner, that's her name. Yeah, she was in she's gonna be the Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four. She was also in if you have watched Ozark on Netflix, it's a really good show. Definitely go check it out.
Oh, yeah, with Jason Bateman.
Yeah. Hey, South Cali guy, shout out to you, man. How you doing? Thanks for coming by. Which more of the horror movies will come out in October? Yeah, it's funny because January and February, didn't I think is one time didn't was it Underworld come out on those dates also? I remember, maybe, I don't know, but it's a weird month for a horror movie. But I mean, if the budget's that low, I mean, I guess it'll make its money, I guess. I don't know. Are you guys into horror movies? Do you
something like that? I'm definitely gonna check out. That looks like it would scare the crap.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like science fiction is like my top my top genre. Horror is like I don't know. I want to say like maybe number. It's like it goes science fiction for me, then action thrillers, suspense thrillers, drama, horror, and then comedy. Comedy's like the last kind of one on the list there for me. So yeah,
like you know what, man, I'm good with basically anything as long as it's entertaining. As long as I get my money's worth, I'm good with basically every genre. So
yeah, like it's difficult to do horror, because it's I don't know. I feel like everything has been done already.
You know which one I really enjoyed that it's not that old. It came out recently, like a few years ago, and I think they're doing a sequel to it. Have you guys seen Smile?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Smile. No.
Smile scared the
first Smile was pretty good. I heard the second one was
I haven't seen the second one yet. I have to watch the second one. But I know the first one scared the bejesus out of me.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm not so much into horror movies, but I did see Saw, and I haven't seen any of the sequels because I was like, see, this is the thing. The way Saw ended, it was perfect. It was perfect. Why fuck it up? Why, but again, because they're trying to milk these IPs and franchises to see how much more I can squeeze out of it, blah, blah, blah. Socks just sitting right there. The Conjuring. I also like the Conjuring movies. That's also another good one. Oh, look who it is. Hold my DualShocks in the house.
Hey.
How you doing, guys? Welcome.
Good evening.
So so I just got a message from our distinguished guest. He will be joining us momentarily. So
perfect.
Okay.
Just a little bit more time here. But yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah, Synaptic said it right there. It didn't need a sequel.
And it got 10.
They said we're gonna take this story, we're just gonna run it to the ground.
What was the one with one of the Baldwin brothers? That one wasn't bad. I think one of the Baldwin brothers was a cop.
I don't know, dude. I don't.
What in Saw?
Yeah, in one of the Saw movies. It was either one of the Saw movies or it was a spin.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a Baldwin. I remember Mark Wahlberg's brother.
Wahlberg brother, a Baldwin.
Yeah, that was Danny.
Danny.
That was the second one. That was Saw 2. Yeah.
Wasn't he? No, Mark was Marky Mark was the New Kids on the Block. All right.
Yeah, that was Mark Wahlberg.
But yeah, no, the one with Donnie Wahlberg, I thought that one I thought that was pretty good.
I actually think he's a better actor, if we being real.
I think he's got
Donnie Wahlberg. Donnie Wahlberg is a way better actor than Mark Wahlberg is. So yeah,
Mark Wahlberg, I'll never forgive him for Max Payne. I'm sorry. I don't have it in me.
No, he was in The Sixth Sense. He was the one that killed Bruce Willis at the end.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember that one. All right, so guys, any last comments on the Wolfman? Any of you guys interested in the movie? You guys, do you like horror? Are you guys planning on watching it? I'm gonna give it a shot.
I would watch it. Yeah.
I did watch The Invisible Man. I found it was great, and that's how you do fucking movies. You don't need to shove in millions of dollars. Just have a simple idea, get creative, work movie magic, and you're gonna get your money invested. With your money's back,
get your money back. Yep. No, I agree, man.
I think Donnie Wahlberg. There he goes on the soft. Donnie Wahlberg. There we go.
He was in. I don't think was he in the.
No, not the first one. The second one. He was in the second one.
First one.
Yeah, he was in the second one.
Yeah.
The first one was with the doctor. I remember that one.
Yeah, the first one was the doctor. The second one was with Donnie Wahlberg, and then Donnie Wahlberg was also in the third one. That's when they introduced the other cops that were with the SWAT team that were in the second one. It was them, and then they just carried it on from there. So, yeah.
All right. So, on to our next topic. But first, we have to introduce someone here. Charles, do the honors, please.
All right. Well, he goes by CS as the director. This is a gentleman that I have been following for, like I said, better part of a year. I don't know what he looks like. It's always the chair, which is awesome. He is into movies. He's into directing, writing, and stuff like that. And he is an avid Snyderverse fan, just like we are. I imagine the C and the S and the CS director stands for Carlos Santana. So Let's bring him on. What's up, man?
Welcome to the show, brother.
Welcome to the show.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. How you doing, man?
Good. Let's get
all right
started.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, like I said, I don't know if you know, I was the Charles Austin. If you've ever paid attention, like almost a year ago, that was the one that was leaving the comments with the Batman avatar. That's me.
That's you.
I was the one. That was me. I was the guy that was always saying that we need to get together on the podcast someday and chop it up. That was me. I was that guy. Yep.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Yep. Absolutely, man.
So let's get this party started.
Yeah. So with that, man, where are we starting with this? Are we going to do like you want to?
Well, no, yeah, I want to. Yeah, let's jump right into it, man. You obviously you write, you direct, you are into film and television and all of this stuff, just like we are. You're a huge nerd, just like we are. You love Transformers. I can see that by following your pages and stuff like that. So, how did you get started in this stuff, man? What made you want to be directing and writing and all of that stuff?
Well, to cut the story short and get to the point, it's pretty much like all my life I've always liked, like the art side. So, I draw freehand and stuff like that. So, just growing up drawing, I would sketch out my own comics and just, draw here and there and stuff like that. And as the art grew, the interest grew into movies. And I was like, of course, influenced by video games and comics. I was like, you know what, this is all good and everything, but one day I want to do my own thing. And, from there it just took off, and here I am. I'm actually working on a comic book on my first issue. I finally have it ready, and everything is ready to go with that. And
I've been checking out his sketches, man. He's been releasing his sketches online, so if you guys haven't had a chance, go follow this dude. But he's got some pretty good sketches online right now on his YouTube channel as well. But yeah, he's got a comic book coming. I'm excited to see what that's going to be like.
Yeah.
So CS, can you dive into that? Like, what's your comic about? Let us know.
Okay. Pretty simple. Like, it's gonna be. He's not a hero, but he's not a bad guy. He has to do what he has to do to stop crime and stop all these, bad people and stuff. So he's gonna be somebody like us. He's just a person that he's tired of seeing so much injustice here and there, and he's involved in this. If you want to say in this side of the world, business wise, with everything is dirty, but you'll see why, because in the story it's gonna, right from the beginning, it introduces you from what he is to why he's doing this, so he's standing up for justice, and he's gonna do what he has to do regardless. Like, people are gonna be like, well, why is he killing? It's not that he's killing, he just has to do what he has to do in situations that he's forced to. So it's just anything that we would do in a real world situation, if you want to say.
That sounds awesome. Gotcha. How long have you been working on this project?
Oh man, on this one, to tell you the truth, probably early spring of this year. And I just started drawing, and nothing solid. I was just sketching here and there, and I was like, you know what? Let me start turning this into my own thing. And it just took off, and here I am, 20 pages in. Now I'm finishing the cover. I'm finishing the inside cover, and now it's time to move into the final art. So once that's done, that's gonna be quick because I already have all the layout and everything ready to go.
Now,
sweet.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Charles.
Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead.
What I was going to ask is this something that you do in your real life? Are you are you going to school to do art or something, or is it something that you do on your
this is my thing.
So it's like a passion project. Your own passion.
Yeah.
Okay.
So putting that with the skills with filming stuff like that, like, it's all just taken finally, the road that it has to. And like I said, there's just big plans coming with that. It's been hard because the thing is, coming up with something kind of original, and the name is like the hardest thing to come up for anything. Once that's already in there, excuse me, then everything else just pretty much falls into play.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was gonna.
Everybody, once everything is ready, so I'll
okay.
Yeah,
I was just gonna. Yeah, I was gonna ask. So when you started the comic book, did you start did the story evolve into something where you said, all right, I'm gonna grab some paper and I got this plot in my head, so I'm gonna go ahead and just start writing this stuff out now before I start sketching anything? Did it happen like that for you, or was the story just basically, did it evolve from the drawing itself, and that's how you came up with the plot of the story?
That's a really good question. All right, the thing is with me, I'm almost like how Joker says he's like, I don't have a plan, I just go with it. And pretty much what I do is just crank on some epic music, like cinematic music, and just feel what I feel in that song. If in that one track I feel like, okay, this is chaos, this is anarchy, that's what I'm drawing. If I feel like this is emotional, this is something dramatic, like something big is about to go down, depending what the track that I'm hearing, that's what like motivates me to draw depending on what that scene is. So I'll just start drawing without thinking. And I look back and I'm like, okay, I have these drawings. How can I make this connect? And sometimes there's going to be a time where you're just going to be like, well, I don't know what else to do. I don't know how to add it. And I just give it to somebody. Hey, look at this and tell me from your point of view, what should I do? What should I take out? What should I add?
Is that how you spawn your dialogue for it?
Yeah.
Like, is that how you're okay? Yeah.
So it's just pretty much just draw and then look back and say, okay, let me put it together like a puzzle.
It's like,
and
how can I incorporate this into
and then you just start building and it just starts connecting.
Okay.
It's pretty wild. And I'm like, whoa, like this is actually taking shape. I'm even surprised. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, damn, like it's a lot of work behind. But when you see the final thing, how it's finally coming together, like the whole first issue, it's going to leave it on the cliffhanger, but it's going to set up issue 2 where it's going to be like, this is just going to be smooth. This is just going to flow. This is what DC should be doing, that's what they should be doing.
I take it you have a series in your head as to what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
So can I ask, how many issues are you planning on doing? How many issues? How long do you want this to stretch out?
With this one, to be honest with you, to start off, just to test the waters, I want to do 4 issues. So it would be like every season, for example, a spring issue, a summer issue, winter, and a fall. That way people can enjoy that one season for the next one while it prepares. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of work, like that's why Marvel and DC are so burned out, because like these people are coming up with comics every week. It's like it's really, really tough,
So do you have a plan as to how you're going to bring that to the audience that you want to bring that to? Like, are you working with publishers, or is this something that you plan on publishing yourself? Is it something that you're planning on doing online? What's your strategy? How do you plan on going about it?
Okay, I'm going right now independent, but if anybody wants to publish it, I'm open for it. You get what I'm saying? But right now, what I want to do is once everything is ready, just throw it up on Kickstarter, all these pages where people can back it up and stuff like that.
Oh, there we go.
That's the way to do it.
There's going to be some nice, like good perks that come with it, very cheap and stuff like that. So I want to give to everybody a little bit of something. For example, like people that love digital, here you go. You want physical, that's going to be exclusive.
Nice.
So, like I want to cater to both sides, where people are going to be like, well, I don't read, digital, but I want physical. Well, here you go. It's a limited edition, and, just press up a few copies, and whoever gets them, I autograph them and stuff like that. So it's going to be nice.
Now, a question when it comes to the story, has the story that you created yourself from scratch, or is this something that you've used AI also to help you fine tune the story or come up with ideas? Like, have you used AI for this to help you?
No AI. This is all just me from the top of my head.
Straight up you. Nice.
Yeah, that like you'll see, like when I start doing, because I'm probably gonna do like a little behind the scenes video. Like you're gonna see some of my art. Like I was looking at it the other day, and I'm like, man, I haven't touched this art for like probably the past 3 or 4 years. And then I'm like, damn, I'm coming back to it now, because that's what happens. You get what I'm saying? Like sometimes we put things to the side, and then now that I've been working on it, I see every time the progress more and more. And I'm like, okay, this one was like at 3 a.m. This one was like at 6 a.m. This one was at midnight. This one was at 7 p.m. So it's like different times, different days, and then you see a gap because it's like, okay, I'm overwhelmed right now. So, and then I go back to it and stuff like that. So,
all right. Now, when it comes to DC, when did you start, and what was your first comic book that you read? Who was your first character that that pretty much put DC in the map for you in the world?
For me, it's always been Batman. Growing up as a kid, watching Batman with Adam West back in the 60s was like, wow, back then. I'm sure we can all relate to it and stuff, that we grew up in that time. And when you see from that to where we're at now, like the evolution of Batman, if you want to say, how every era has been different and unique in its own world, in its own universe and stuff like that. So when you look at it from Adam West, then we got Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton grew on me, and I was like, that's it. Screw Adam West. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm straight up Michael Keaton, and that's it. And
Exactly.
then when we got Batman Returns, that's it. Like it was over. I was like, that's it. That's my movie right there. From the Keaton, universe, Batman Returns is the one for me. Like religiously, if you want to say it, like I have to watch that every year, and it's wild, And then from there to what we have now, we had what it was, the Schumacher era, we had the Nolan era, and I was like, it's all right, but it's not all that. When we got to the Snyderverse, I was like, whoa, hold on. I was like,
there it is.
I was like,
we're gonna get there.
Yeah, I was like, something is different on this, and I was like, at first, I'm gonna be honest with everybody. When I first heard and saw Batman with Ben Affleck, I was like, I like it, but there's one thing I didn't like. But it grew on me. Those ears.
I think a lot of people were at first skeptical, like, Ben Affleck, really? And dude, I love Ben Affleck. Dude, I'm from Boston. Everybody here in Boston loves Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Yeah.
At first, I was skeptical, but then again, like same thing with Heath Ledger's Joker. When Nolan announced him, hey, this Heath Ledger's gonna be my Joker, we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the internet lost its mind. I remember that.
Right.
But then later, the performance, we're like, shit. And then we see Ben Affleck in the cowl and the warehouse. We're like, oh fuck.
It was over. Zack Snyder, like he was ahead of the game, man. That was a straight copy and like complete real life. From Arkham, the video games, Arkham City, I think at the time was, and I was like, oh no, this is insane. Like I was like, people are not ready for this. Even I was, and I was like, this is ahead. Like I knew back then that was cinema.
Snyder has always been ahead of his time with his movies. Same thing with Watchmen. Back in the day, it didn't make any money in the box office, but now it's a cult classic. Everybody loves it.
All of his movies tend to age like wine, bro. Like
all
fine
of them.
wine.
Yeah, all of them. It's insane.
Yep.
Like
all right, well,
Sucker Punch, and it's like, whoa, you have both sides still talking about it and going at it.
Exactly, and I want to see his cut, his actual cut of Sucker Punch, and not the extended version, the actual the Snyder Punch cut of that movie. Yeah, the Snyder Punch cut. But with that said, since we're talking about Zack Snyder now, how did he first get on your radar, man? When was it that you were sold? You were like, this guy is my director. This guy knows what he's doing.
All right. When we saw first Man of Steel, look, I've never been a Superman fan. Honestly, I'm gonna say it just like I always feel it. I've never liked Superman because of the underwear, and he's just too much. He has too much powers. You get what I'm saying? And then you pull out a glow stick and he goes down. I'm like, come on, man! Like you're gonna go down like that? So when I saw, so when I saw what Zach did with Man of Steel, I was like, whoa, what is this? I'm like, this is a whole different take on Superman. And I was like, all right, this is like a real life type of character, but he's still sticking to like, this is fantasy. Of course, we know there's nobody flying around with red capes and stuff. So once we got to Batman versus Superman, I was already convinced. I was like, I want to see what they're doing. Like, and once they announced Ben Affleck and we saw the trailer and then we saw everything revealed, at San Diego Comic-Con when Batman turned on, the bat signal, I was like, that's it. I was like, that is it right there. That's Batman right there. I'm like, we need that. And when we saw the trailer, when he came out, he was kicking ass in that trailer. And what really sold me was that Batmobile. Man, that
there it is.
That's it.
That's the baddest Batmobile ever, man.
I got all the versions, all of them. Mattel put out all the toy lines. I got them all. And then they put out whatever the other ones. I got them also. Just because that's how badass that Batmobile. That one and Keaton, it's over.
I was gonna say, see, like the BVS Batmobile is like a hardcore evolution of the Tumbler, in my opinion. It's like you take the Tumbler and put it on steroids, you get the BVS Batmobile. But
it sits squat low, it sits low, so that means that it can handle corners and everything, man. That thing is it's nice.
It's light, so it can go fast also if you have to.
But I always have that special place in my heart for the '89 Batmobile as well, because that was
those two are my favorite Batmobiles.
That was my first Batmobile. It'll always be like my favorite Batmobile. And the one thing I love about that Batmobile is that, to me, like that was a sports car. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That was the sports car version of the movie Batmobile. And they tried to replicate that sports car vibe when they went with, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, but it just never hit on that same level. It just never hit on that same level.
But you know what? The one for Batman Forever, that one is still goes hard. You get what I'm saying? That thing is still nice. It's just like,
I guess you might have to have an acquired taste. I think it's got I didn't like the wings. I think there's too much. The wings were too long on that thing. You know what I mean?
And McFarlane got out of control with that wing.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have it. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, damn, McFarlane, you could have made it a little bit.
I actually, I don't have it with me now, but when I grew up, I had the landline, the phone of the '89 Batmobile.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
See, I remember when I was about 10 years old, my mom got me an alarm clock, and it was the Batman and Robin Batmobile, but it was as an alarm clock, and you hit the little button, and it would glow out red, just like it would in the movie. It was pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, they did some good merchandise back then.
Yeah, they don't make it like they used to. That's for sure.
Nah, they don't.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, first of all, Director, thank you very much for joining us. So now we're going to talk about some topics that need to be discussed.
Let's go.
We need to talk about this.
Yeah.
This is where... Oh, wait, hold on. Leo. Where's Leo?
Right
Where
here.
is that? No. There we go.
Okay, you did say aft.
AFT. Aft.
And that's a fucking word.
In the back of the cabin on the right side, Leo.
Well, why didn't you just say that to begin with, Roger? I love these people get around boats and water. All of a sudden, everything becomes fucking nautical. A stern, a vast, you landloppers. Man, the bilge pump. What? Pump your fucking ass.
All right.
Man, the boat pumps.
Pump your fucking ass. It never gets old, bro. It never gets old.
So basically, whenever we play that, it means we're gonna fucking.
We're about to rant. Yeah,
that's what it means. I guess after 9 episodes, you guys can figure out a pattern here, right? But before we talk about this, first, all of you out there, please like, share, subscribe, share the video, support the platform. Let's get to this. New York Comic Con 2024.
Yay!
The energy is just so high for it, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're about to. Yeah. Oh, dude, you have no idea. You have no freaking idea. So first things first. Let's start off with some good news, okay? With New York Comic Con, it wasn't at all bad. There was most of it was shit, but there was some good things that came out of it. And
well, go ahead, Sergeant Riggs. Go ahead and tell us what the good things are, because I'm still waiting, sir.
Hush.
Oh, all right, fine.
Batman Hush to get a sequel with the one and only Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb.
All right, that's some good news.
that.
I think that's good news. I'd take it.
Yeah.
That's all right.
We're comic fans here. We love our omnibuses and our hardcovers and our deluxe editions, so I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, like, honestly, listen, this is one of the very few things that came out that I was like, okay, this I can get into, because yeah, we all are big fans of Jim Lee. Like, dude, why wouldn't we?
Mm-hmm.
The guy's given us so much good shit over the years. As an artist, absolutely. As a executive, well,
that's a different story.
That's a different story. The art wise, you can't deny that. What do you guys think about this? Are you guys excited? Not so much. You're like, whatever.
So is it going to be like a whole new saga, like a Hush 2 saga that they're going to do? Or is it just one shot?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be. Yeah, I think it's going to be a saga. That's the story.
So it'll be a saga. So we'll have like a line of comics to. Okay, that's pretty cool. No, I loved the original Hush saga. I can't stand how expensive the Hush Saga omnibus is. It's ridiculous. I know you got it. I'm jealous. I'm not going to say it. Anyways, no, but you know what? I mean, it's one of the most it's one of the most recognized Batman comics right now. I mean, it's at the top of the charts. You know, if you're a Batman fan, I guarantee you've read Hush. And if you haven't, what the hell are you waiting for? But yeah, it was. I think it's a matter of time before they followed up on that storyline. So I mean, with Jim Lee at the helm, I think he's going to do it justice.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So right here, Sock saying that, oh, I lost it there for a second. Oh. Yeah. Sock. So yeah, they're taking over the Batman series starting next year. Perfect. Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
You know, because it sells.
Yeah. And Jeff Loeb, his work is phenomenal, guys. Like, I mean, have you guys ever read Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale's Batman? Like his Batman? And that's got like everything. That's got like the entire Long Halloween saga and as well. Like, I'll pull it out here for you guys. But you guys, you don't know what you're missing if you haven't gone through this. And if you've only read part of the stories, I'm telling you, you need to get through the whole collection. You don't want to just read the Long Halloween or the follow-up. You want to know the entire thing.
You want to know the whole thing.
Yeah.
No, I have not read that one, so I'm definitely gonna have to add that to the list.
Yeah.
We got Mama Bear rolling in on deck. How you doing, Mama Bear?
Mama Bear, how you doing? So I don't know, director, what are your thoughts on this? Are you a fan of Hush or not so much?
I don't follow the story, but I do like the art. You know, Jim Lee gets down with it, and you know, every time, you know, if it's black and white, if it's in color, he just does amazing work. I'm like fascinated every time I see it. I'm like, wow, you know, like it's just amazing, you know. Now, where and what this is going to head into, let's wait and see. Because I don't want to jump the gun, if you could say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No pun intended, or pun intended. Whichever you want to, it really don't matter.
Honestly, how things have been going lately, yeah, we should go caution. We should have caution. You're right about that.
Yeah, you know, it's like we've seen too many things that they announce, and there's like, wow, that's gonna happen. This is gonna go, and then all of a sudden, whoa, what happened? You know, so you know, I'm just. Now that right there, I'm not interested.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about
that. No. You know, so it's like,
I can't wait to get to that part. Come on, man. Let's talk about it, because I'm so mad right now.
Before we get to that part, what about this, guys? So this was also announced. Have any of you read Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong?
Nope.
No, you guys didn't read it? All right, so this was.
I have Power Rangers and Godzilla.
So this came out this year. There was a crossover between the Justice League, Godzilla, and Kong. I liked it a lot. It was pretty cool, and they announced they're going to do the sequel.
Okay.
On Comic-Con.
Nice.
So again, for all you kaiju fans out there that like DC, also, yeah, this is definitely.
That's a cool story. I would like to see an animation. I would take a Godzilla and Kong and Justice League crossover in animation. That would be phenomenal.
That would be.
You know, I would take something like that, definitely.
Now I see why McFarlane Toys is putting out the Kong with Batman or Superman, one of those two in the 2-pack. Now I see why. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, so the first issue is coming out in June of next year, and this time they're featuring, they're bringing in the heavy hitters this time: Mothra, Rodan, and Ghidorah. So yeah, this is definitely gonna.
Nice.
Yeah, no, this is a good read, guys. If you guys haven't checked it out, please go ahead, go to your local comic book shop and go check the story out. It was pretty good. So Superman got his ass kicked. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. But all right, and now let's talk about another subject. James Gunn.
Oh God, you had to say his name.
I had to say his name.
All right, so we all know that James Gunn is by far CS the director's favorite subject. I love. Look, let me tell you something, man. I am not playing. Every time I come to his channel and he's got something about James Gunn, it always starts with James Guns and it always ends with "We will stop at nothing," and I love it.
And this picture, and also for full disclosure, I don't know if this picture is real.
Oh, the wispy-haired one with the where he's all like this. Look at this! Look at this dude.
I wouldn't put it past him. It looks pretty real to me.
Yeah, like I think that's when he was in high school or something like that.
Like, and I'm a graphics guy, so I'm telling you, it looks pretty real.
Yeah. So, yeah. So if anybody's seen this floating around, in a nutshell, it confirms a lot of theories that we've had all along that this was a hit job from the very beginning. They were always going to get this dude in DC. It was always going to happen. The way things unfolded, the way they unfolded, and here we are, posting his crap. This is just proof. That's all it is to me. So
yeah.
Wait, so he posted that himself?
So okay, this is not. I found it on this account. I don't know who this account is. I have no idea. So don't quote me anything. I saw the picture and then I went. That's why I say I don't know if this picture is true or not. So take it with a grain of salt. But for the sake of argument of the conversation I'm going to have.
Okay, so she said, "Oh yeah, he got pushed for the lockers. He got pants. He got pants. He got kick me size. He got the swirlies. He got all of it."
Like, I actually look at that and I feel bad.
How many wedgies do you think he got in school?
No, this one's better. Look at the mugshot.
Oh my God.
Yep. Just this guy, man.
I went to his Twitter. I went as far as I can go, and I can only go up to 2022 when I saw pictures of the Suicide Squad. So
but he even said it in previous posts that he deletes his tweets, or he's got like an automatic tweet delete.
Yeah, he does.
So good luck. You know,
he does. So yeah, actually, it was Ray Fisher who called him of all people. You know,
I got his underwear over his head. He's got his underwear over his head.
So basically, yeah, this guy went to New York to promote Creature Commandos, and yeah, he's trying to sell us some goods that nobody gives a fuck.
And then he actually, did you hear the enthusiasm in his voice? As though he was really selling something. And then when he was done with the whole show, crickets.
Bro, he really does believe his own bullshit. Like, he really does believe his own bullshit.
And then what's that other spin-off series that's coming out? Vigilante and Eagle Lee or some crap. What the heck is that crap?
The Peacemaker spinoff, right?
Yeah,
no, that's a comic.
It's a comic. The one that
that
was showing that we weren't going to talk about. That.
Oh, okay.
It's a spin-off comic. It's Vigilante with Eagly. That's it. It's dog shit. Nothing against Vigilante originally, but this iteration is dog shit. I'm sorry.
The art looks nice. I give it to them.
Yeah, no, the art is okay, but nobody asked for Vigilante.
Yep, exactly.
You know,
because nobody asked for Creature Commandos.
Nobody asked for Creature Commandos. Nobody asked for a reboot. Nobody asked for David Cornsweet. Nothing against you, David, if you're watching or hearing this, or any of your agents or scoopers or whatever. Nobody asked for a reboot. All we asked for, finish the story, give us closure, then start over. Give you enough time to build a universe properly while you finish the one that's currently going. But no, they couldn't do that. Because this guy, this guy right here, well, I'm sorry, I'm working at the other screen, but this guy right here is throwing DC to the ground. I'm sorry. Now, mind you, yes, he does have his fan base, and that's okay. Actually, a kid who works in my local comic shop, he's like, I don't know, maybe in his early 20s, maybe. I went to the other day to buy some comics, and we're talking about the subject because I asked the owner of the shop, "Hey, did you this was with the proposal. Hey, did you guys see all the toys that came out in New York Comic Con? Blah blah blah." And this guy, no, I love Peacemaker. I like James Gunn. I can't wait for Superman. I'm like, okay, cool, great.
It's that generation, man. It's that freaking generation that young the young 20-year-olds nowadays, and that younger crowd, man. Like they don't understand the art anymore. It's all about that instant gratification. It's all about, everything has to be told and told right away, and everything's got to be spoon fed. That's what I think it is, and that's why I think these young kids resonate with this man's style of films, because he's feeding his crowd, man. That's what I think.
Comic-Con was abysmal. Yes, and Havoc, it was. All right, what else we got here? Okay, Creature Commandos. The good thing ain't putting on the show against Daredevil. Yeah, no, Daredevil's gonna. That was gonna blow that show away.
You know what, CS? Let me ask you a question. CS, what was your reaction to James Gunn's reveal?
I watched.
Yeah.
I watched it. The moment that he went up there, I was like, "Let me hear him out. Let me see everything that he's saying." And I was like, "All right." And at the end, when he was done, all I did was just laugh. I was like, "That's it." That's it. I'm like, "That's it? Like, really? Like, this is what's gonna quote unquote save DC? This right here? How? It's not working, and it's never going to work. This is going to backfire on WB so bad that I'm telling you, this is why I'm fully convinced that the Snyderverse is going to get restored, and we're going to see more. And now that Zach is back and David Ayer, you can't convince me otherwise. It's going to happen. James Gunn has been ruining DC. He didn't impress us, and he didn't make the numbers at the box office with the first DC property that he did with the Suicide
Squad. Yeah,
it flopped. I don't want to hear excuses.
But that's the thing, and they always fall back on the excuse that it was COVID, right?
Right. But how come during COVID everybody was in the theaters watching Spider-Man?
Godzilla versus Kong. Yeah.
And then how
even Army of the Dead. I went to see Army of the Dead.
It's like people were out there. So like people didn't care back then. They were still breaking rules and still going in and watching. But how come the Suicide Squad didn't work? Because nobody's interested in that. And now we have Peacemaker, and of course James Gunn is in charge, so he's gonna do season 2 because he's in power. But his days are numbered. This is why he's rushing Superman. Notice how he named from Superman Legacy to just Superman, because now James Gunn is trying to leave his legacy because he knows that he's not.
You know what? There were rumblings, though. Like we could even go back years ago. We have at the beginning of our every stream, I don't know if you noticed, but we always pay tribute to Mikey Sutton, because Mikey Sutton,
shout out to Mikey Sutton.
Shout out to Mikey Sutton, Scooper Supreme. May he rest in peace. The man was always on top of his game. And back in the day, he had said it. He had told us that they were looking at calling that movie Superman. He said it there. So you know what? The whole thing with me and the way this is what bothers me. Okay, I've tried to actually take the time to really hear out some of his fans, and I want hear out what their complaints about the Snyderverse and what the storyline and what they disliked about it. And it seems to me that the number one thing that I get from people is that they seem to feel like the story took too long to play out. And that's why I was trying to get at earlier when I was saying this new generation is all about instant gratification. You know what I mean? Like when you actually take a look at the entire Snyderverse, every movie was a new chapter. Every movie gave you a little bit more. And people, like when it came to a lot of the criticisms of Man of Steel, people were upset because it wasn't necessarily Superman. You know what I mean? That movie was about him having to become Superman, and not necessarily even become Superman, because by the end of that movie, I wouldn't even say he's Superman. When you take a look at the entire journey of the Snyderverse, I think he truly became Superman in Zack Snyder's Justice League once he donned that black suit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the thing is that we have this generation that they don't appreciate long form storytelling. They want everything told in one movie in under 2 hours, and they want to be instantly satisfied. And that's the kind of director that James Gunn is. So
that was my argument the very first time this all came out and that this all happened. I said the Snyderverse, especially this entire saga revolves around Kal-El. It revolves around Superman. All of it. Okay. Yep, you got the Justice League in there. Yep, you got Batman, Wonder Woman, everybody. But that five arc journey was about him.
About Superman.
It was about him becoming from Man of Steel, from dealing with real human issues and real human emotions and growing up around human beings and experience what humans experience, to actually becoming a savior for the world in that last movie. That's what it was supposed to be about. In a Lord of the Rings epic style battle at the end with Darkseid and everything from Apocalypse and all of it. It was supposed to be all connected through those 5 movies. And yeah, you're right.
Also,
they don't have the patience to just sit there and see that story for what it was. You're talking about an alien that's actually having to grow up around human beings and go through what they go through. You can't tell that story in 2 hours.
Yeah, you can't tell it in one.
You can't do that. It's impossible. Okay,
and that's why. Sorry, just to cut you off there, Charles. But that goes to show why even Joss Whedon couldn't do anything with that 2-hour cut of Justice League, because you cannot tell the story that was meant to be told in that amount of time. These things need that development. You need that character development,
and that's my problem with the especially with the nostalgia crowd, the crybabies that cry because he's not wearing red underwear and he's not saving cats from trees and walking old ladies across the street. So let me ask you a question. Given you have a character like Superman, like Kal-El, where he's from, who his parents are, what his lineage is, why in the hell would you limit that character to just cats, trees, and red underwear?
And smiles.
Why? And smiles. Why would you do that? He is an alien. He's got threats out there more than human beings, obviously. So he's got threats out there. He's got a bunch of stories to tell. Okay. That's why I love Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois, in my opinion, is the best iteration of a Superman like TV show that's out to date. It's got darkness, it's got the drama, it's got the lightheartedness, it's got the humor at times, it's got all of it. But they tell that story so cohesively that you're like, man, this whoever, you can tell that film was that movie or that TV show was inspired by Zack Snyder's Superman. You can tell it was. They even said as much. Mm-hmm. And if you look at have you seen the new suit design?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that? They made it more alien
inspired by Man of Steel.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
And that's how you tell a Superman story. You don't keep him in that one box of just, what does she say? Not your grandpa Superman. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That.
Also, another thing that you forgot to mention, Charles, when it comes to Kal-El's journey through the Snyderverse and those 5 movies, also he goes to the dark side.
Exactly,
because it's about the hero has to fall.
The hero has to fall. When he finally he went from basically trying to blend in with humanity to learning to become Superman and taking those baby steps along the way. Okay. Then when he finally, like you said, Ross, when he finally becomes Superman, and he did at the end of Justice League, he was Superman. Mm-hmm. He finally is supposed to be tested. Okay, finally, not tested by human beings, not even tested by Doomsday, tested by something.
Tested by himself, by being
exactly
mentally strong enough to overcome what he needs to overcome.
There you go. Yep.
It's the hero's journey. The hero's journey has to struggle. It can't be all nice and dandy and rainbows. There has to be some dark side there. There has to be a struggle. There has to be growth. Personal development. Nobody comes in and I'm a superhero. Hey, no, you got to go through fucking pain. Spider-Man, even Tom Holland's went through a journey growing through being a kid, introduced in Civil War, and then all of a sudden now he's in his own movie. But shit, I'm fucking everything up, and then I get spanked by Tony, and he takes my suit away. Then on Spider-Man 2, okay, now he's struggling to. Now you got to do this on your own.
Even Raimi's Spider-Man did that. As hokey as the first one could have been with the "We'll Meet Again" Spider-Man and all that, he still went through that journey. He went from this kid to now I'm Spider-Man, and then in the second movie he was effing everything up. You know what I mean? Through that entire process, he was like, well, I don't know if I want to do this anymore because this is too hard. This is too much. This is too pressing for me. And then finally, the third movie at the end, he had to realize who he was and the sacrifices that were made. That's how you write that story.
And that's how you write that story. That's how they're also able to relate it to us, relate it to people. You know what I mean? Because in your own lives and everybody's own lives, you know, you have different points in your life, and there are points where you're learning. There's points where you're becoming. There's points where you fall. You know, there's points where you have to rise back up again. Those are all elements that we as just human beings, we can all connect to. You know?
Exactly, and Batman is a perfect example. So we were talking about that earlier, and Batman is my favorite character too, CS. So BVS, if you paid attention to the movie, it was glorious. The ultimate edition. If you watch that version, it tells you, that movie literally tells you everything you need to know if you just pay attention to it. Alfred was the one voice in that entire movie to warn Bruce, if you break your one rule, you are going to go down a rabbit hole that you cannot get out of. That was the point. People say, I don't like my Batman to kill. Of course you don't like your Batman to kill. That was the point of BVS. The point of BVS was for Bruce to take his idea of who he wanted to be and let society just destroy that for him. And it did. And he had to come back from that.
It's also about meeting the darkest version of him.
Exactly.
The darkest version of himself and overcome that. Like there's so many layers to everything.
That was Ben Affleck's Batman's journey, just like Superman had his journey.
Thank you. That was his journey. Exactly.
Batman's journey was shit. I lost my Robin. I lost my adopted son. I'm going through pain, and this comes in and
he lost himself. He lost himself in the process, and it was about finding that little glimmer of hope, that spark that reignited him. And in that moment where and then everybody hates the Martha scene. All the shills want to talk bad about the Martha scene. In my opinion, is one of the most beautiful cinematic moments ever, because it's in that exact moment when he heard his mother's name that he saw himself in Superman. He saw himself when he was helpless and he was crying out for somebody to save him.
Exactly.
That was
exactly
That's why Bruce lost it. He's, why did you say that name? Why did you? That's post-traumatic stress. That's exactly what that was. And people don't understand how deep these films are and how deep they actually connected with a lot of people, man. Like something like that connects to me so much more today than it ever could have. So
that's amazing. When you look
you can't turn that into a Marvel story. You cannot tell that story the way Marvel tells their story. And I'm sorry, go ahead, CS Director. You were saying?
No, I'm just gonna say that's the beautiful thing of what Zach always does in his films. Say what you want. You like them, you're against them, but you got to give credit where credit is due. Zach is always in his story, and what he was building since the beginning of Man of Steel to what we got to the Snyder Cut, everything just connects and flows smoothly, and it has heart, it has that anger, it has that rage, like Alfred said, and not only that, it's setting up so many different doors, especially with the Nightmare timeline, because what it's preparing us for. Look, I'm talking to y'all, and I wish you could see. I'm getting goosebumps on what I'm about to say. It's preparing us for the big war of Darkseid, and we finally have it. We finally see Darkseid make his appearance in the Snyder Cut, and then all of a sudden, WB just let's scrap that. How? That's like saying Thanos. You're building up to Thanos in 10 years, and all of a sudden you're just going to drop it. No, we're going to move away from that.
We're about to talk about that.
It's like getting Infinity War, but then not getting Endgame. It's like Infinity War, but that's where the story stops.
That's where the story stops. Exactly. And with that in mind, BVS Ultimate Edition versus Civil War. I am so tired of people who think they know about comic books and comic book movies, think that they know what these two stories are, and you're just jumping on the bandwagon because it's a Marvel film and all this other kind of stuff. I don't want to hear all of that. First of all, the stories in BVS and the story in Captain America Civil War are so similar because let's just call it what it is. Marvel usurped Zack Snyder's story.
Yeah.
They did. So if anybody read the Civil War Omnibus, the Civil War Omnibus was similar. It had similar beats. There was a group of superheroes called the New Warriors or something like that. They did something similar to what Wanda Maximoff did. It was Nitro, though. So in the comic, Nitro was the one that exploded. Okay, killing like 600 people. In the movie, obviously, it was Wanda Maximoff who once what's his name? Was it Bartlow? What is his name?
I don't remember.
The one Steve was fighting. He was playing Crossbones.
Oh, that dude.
Frank Grillo?
Yeah, Frank Grillo's character. So remember in that film, except he was the one that blew up. So he blew up, Wanda Maximoff threw him in the air, and then he exploded in the building, killing a whole bunch of people up there. So, okay. So Zack Snyder's BVS plot line, his story came out before they had that idea for Civil War. They were going to do Civil War based off of what the comics was about. There was no Nemo in it, by the way. Nemo had nothing to do. I think he's mentioned in the comic about running the Thunderbolts. That's it. But Helmut Nemo was not the primary antagonist in Civil War. It had nothing to do with that. It did have something to do with they called it they didn't call it the Sokovia Accords. They called it something else. But it had a similar, basically, when those people got killed, when those 600 people got killed in that comic, it was S.H.I.E.L.D., I believe, who came up with the idea for this new superhero act or whatever it was. Obviously, in the movie, it was the U.S. government, and then it was like 118 countries or something like that. But so yeah, Russo brothers should be thanking the book. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. So when he was going through what he was going through with BVS, they were lifting his story. They were taking every element from his story and then switching everything around. They made Zemo. They made Lex Luthor. They made Steve Rogers Superman, and they made Tony Stark Bruce Wayne. That's what they did, and they made just like Lex Luthor pitted Superman and Batman against each other. Helmut Nemo did the exact same thing. The exact same thing.
Now, one thing though, I want to point out to Sox here. Mikey's son, when he was alive, said that Civil War didn't rip off BVS. I remember when Mikey said that. I can believe you that. Here's the thing, though. It's the Avengers storyline, not Civil War. Because originally Civil War was going to be the Serpent Society, and then all of a sudden when they're seeing BVS,
yes.
Now we need to pivot because now we need to put Batman and Captain America and Iron Man together against each other. So how can we tie this so we can use the story that was stolen?
Exactly. It was the Serpent Society socks. That's what it was. So if you look at the comparison, but BVS was going to be all about Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent, Superman and Batman, but and Lex Luthor, and that whole plot revolved around what Luthor did. They switched that entire story up in Civil War and made Zemo the primary antagonist in that film, who pitted Steve Rogers and Tony Stark together. Yeah, using Black Panther to do it as well. So it was those three characters in it. They switched that stuff around when they knew that they didn't have a chance. Basically, BVS, like I was saying, was going to eclipse anything that they had coming out, and that's when they decided to change everything.
Yep.
No, it makes sense. It makes total sense. Now that tweet, what was? I didn't get the full context of that tweet with James Gunn. What was the date of that tweet?
The one of the picture?
Yes.
Hold on.
2011 or something.
2011. So the theory is if that's real, he's been doing his thing behind the scenes and been involved since then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Think about it. Well, think about it this way. He wrote Dawn of the Dead, and then they rewrote it, and then you fast forward all the way till 2011. He's up and coming, so he's doing stupid stuff in between before this whole Guardians of the Galaxy thing even popped off. But he's up and coming, so technically he wasn't really tied to any studio at the time. That I don't think he was, but he was still friends with Jeff Johns, who wanted to run the DCEU. Okay. Yep. He was with Peter. Yep. He was with Peter. He was friends with Peter Safran already.
Yeah.
These things were already
friends with Joss Whedon.
Exactly. These things were already there, in place and ready to go when all of this happened. Christopher Nolan made the recommendation. This is the guy you want, Zack Snyder. You want this guy. If you want your universe to succeed, just like how I told my stories with the Dark Knight trilogy, this is the guy you want. You want him to do it. So they brought on Zack Snyder. And ever since then, I think Jeff Johns, Peter Safran, Toby Emmerich, Walter Hamada, this was a plan from the get-go. It was.
Guardians was
how else do you release tweets like he's released over the years, get fired, right, and then get hired back with no problem?
So are you saying that remember when they were on the search for like the new head of DC? Like they went through people after people. Like Dan Lin was on there and a few others. So you're suggesting that was all a ruse? That they had
I don't think it was. I don't think it was a ruse. I don't think
it was a ruse, but I think it was. I think that James Gunn at one point was on a fast track. That's what I think. I think that he was on his way to DC and not necessarily Marvel. Okay, and then he jumped on board with Marvel, and then all of those tweets came out, and then he got fired. And then DC hires him suddenly, right? And then they bring him back to Marvel to do his last movie, basically his last Guardians of the Galaxy. So no, I don't think it exactly. I don't think it was a ruse. I just think that they were playing a long game. So James Gunn was promised the job a long time ago. There you go. He was. Somebody in there, even if they were not permitted to say or even in the position to say he was going to have that job, Nolan's suggestion to bring on Snyder was the one that they went with. Period. So
I see a pattern.
Exactly.
Like listen, there is a pattern because listen, Guardians came out in 2014. Okay, right after Avengers came out in 2012. Then the Guardians came out in 2014. Listen, Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, it was good. I give credit where it's due. Good job, James Gunn. You did a good movie. And then what happened later?
You mean he sat behind a camera and shot some cinematics based off of a script that he really didn't write? Yeah,
so
okay.
That's also true. That is also
Roger
true.
that. Yeah.
So
and notice how all of those people that they have a connection. Now that you guys bring all that up, it started with Kevin Sujihara, and then it moved over to who was the next one? Toby Emmerich and Sarnoff, and who else?
Walter Hamada.
Toby Emmerich was always pushing for Gunn's Superman. I remember articles from this is way before they announced James Gunn as the head of DC Studios, where Toby was pitching to him. They said they would go to the gym and work out together or something like that in the article.
Yeah.
And every time they would meet up, he would always say to him, James Gunn's Superman. James Gunn's Superman. So
I've learned a very, very valuable lesson over the years, guys. WB and Disney or Marvel, they've been in cahoots for a long, long time. They have. They have been. When it looks like they're warring with each other on the surface, they're execs. They're people from behind the scenes. They They drink together. They smoke cigars together. They do things together.
This is how they do.
This is how they. But I'm saying exactly. But see, this is how they get together and shit on artists.
They go to islands together.
It's like I will give you this if you make sure. Think about it. If you make sure that Marvel stays on top. Warner Brothers, you're going to go through some stuff, but we will do this. We will make sure we will give you the Marvel formula, as it were, and we will bring a guy over to your side to help you out with that, if that's what you want to do. But you got to do something for us. You got to make sure we stay on top. So why don't you tell us what your boy Snyder is doing over there? There goes the plans for BVS. There goes the storyboards for his Justice League, even down to the 5 years later for Endgame. That's not a coincidence, guys.
It's not.
Okay, it's just not.
Yeah, no. This has been, like I said, this is definitely some corporate espionage shit that happened, and
it happens all the time.
And unfortunately, there's nothing that we as fans can do about it. Only thing we can do is talk about it, remind people, and if you're gonna, I'm voting with my wallet. I've already said it. That's what I was just. I'm not going to be. I am not going to be watching lunacy. I'm not going to be spending merch on James Gunn.
Nope.
And speaking of merch, let's switch to let's switch to this topic now. So this individual, yes, this guy who looks like a kid, but I'm trying to measure my words here. I'm gonna throw myself. Okay, before I go, because I'm gonna rant the fuck out of this on this subject. I'm gonna throw myself a drop to me because I know I'm gonna need it.
There you go. Just let it go. Breathe, dog.
Breathe, dog. I'm gonna try to breathe. Okay.
Man,
let's talk.
You hate James Gunn more than CS Director does, don't you?
I didn't want to hate him, dude, but he asked for it. Like, listen, it's simple. Shut the fuck up. Do your fucking movie. Show us with results. But he doesn't want to do. He wants to do the opposite. He wants to talk bullshit, that, and then show it. No, that's not how life fucking works.
He's never going to show us what results. See, even if James Gunn wasn't the man who I believe he is, even if he wasn't that, he could be anybody else. Let's just say James Gunn is Rocks, right? If Rocks doesn't give me the tone that I believe the DC should have, I'm not going to watch Rock shit. I'm not. That's what this is about for me. I don't give a damn about him. If he's a pedo, he's a pedo. If James Gunn did the crap he did, he'll face justice like everybody else and let that be that. I don't care about his personal life. What I care about is him running his mouth and fracturing a fan base when he should just be making movies, try to bring the fans together and use his business sense wisely and make more money than they can possibly be making by running two universes congruent. You want to run your universe, fine, but you can also run an Elseworlds. You can if you want to do it. There is no such thing as you can't do it. If you really want to do this, you can do it. It's that simple. So my problem with James Gunn has always been about the tone. It's always going to be about the tone. If it were anybody else writing a Superman story and the tone was goofy and stupid and all of that other kind of stuff with the fart and the pee-pee jokes and making everything look dumb. If buffoonery is your guide, if buffoonery is all you know, and you're trying to incorporate that into DC storytelling, I won't have anything to do with you. I don't know who you are. James Gunn, RawkTalks, Costello's Way, me. I don't care. I don't care who it is. If it doesn't move me with that saga driven, that hero's journey, that with real stakes and real emotion and real heart, I don't want to see it. Buffoonery has its place, just not there. That's just going to be my opinion about it. DC and Marvel are not the same entities. Even their pros are the same. Have you read a DC comic and a Marvel comic? They even write differently. If you pay attention, they write differently. They're not the same.
No, it's two completely different tones. Two completely different.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
So There you go.
And two completely different target audiences, if you ask me. The Marvel target audience is not the DC target audience. The DC target audience has always been that older, more mature target audience.
And no disrespect to MCU fans. If you're an MCU, I'm an MCU fan too, to a certain extent. Iron Man is my guy, and Wolverine is my guy. But if you're trying to fleece off Marvel fans from the MCU, and they don't like DC, James Gunn, you're going to fail. And that's exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to fleece because it's you, and you think because your stuff is hot shit when
He
you were
thinks
basically
he's a brand. He thinks
right. He thinks he's a brand. So like I said, no disrespect to him and his fans, but they don't like DC stuff. They don't. They wouldn't be MCU fans the way they are if they did. And he's trying to fleece off people from there and bring them over to the MCU side.
And the funny thing
the DCU side.
People will turn around and say, "Oh, well, Zack Snyder thinks he's a brand." I would argue Zack Snyder is a brand. You show me another director that's got his name in front of the movie. Like, does James Gunn have his name in front of the movie? Does James Gunn have his name in front of? Is it James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy? No. Zack Snyder is the brand. That's why they called that film Zack Snyder's Justice League. Because Zack is the brand. Zack became a brand. James Gunn is not a brand.
James Gunn tells his buffoonery like he wants to tell his buffoonery. He gets his paycheck and he's done. Zack is much deeper than that. A man that goes out of his way to create a freaking language for an alien suit in Man of Steel. Nobody does that unless you're an artist, unless you're an auteur, unless you're real about that shit.
No, you're hitting the nails, bro. You're hitting the nails.
Okay. Anything else, guys?
Where are your thoughts, Phil? You were about to say something, and then
I lost every tone. Like I lost it.
No, I think that's what it.
But I love it. You know, I love it when Charles. I love it when Charles goes because I'm like, damn, man.
Yeah,
he cooks better than me, I guess.
But James Gunn really thinks he's bigger than he is. James Gunn thinks that he is hot shit. So
because his ego is up his ass.
Yeah,
doesn't know
ego
himself. You know exactly, and the proof is in the fucking pudding. Nobody gives 3 shits about James Gunn's. Look at this mother. Look right here.
Who wants that as a character? Who?
It hasn't even sold out.
No, I know one. I want one person. I know one person. Sean Gunn.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Does that say $129?
Yep.
So wait a minute. Hold up. Let me see if I got this straight.
And it's a 1/8.
I just bought a Dark Side gold label McFarlane sitting in his throne for less than $70. And y'all selling that for $129.99? Come on now.
Right there. Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's his own IP. And Zack Snyder
I'm sorry.
is his own brand.
Is Weasel blowing anybody's skirt up here? Anybody? Anybody excited for Weasel?
That's a Ross.
Anybody want to see Weasel's hero's journey? No?
James, knowing Gunn, he'll give him his own anime, bro. You watch. There's going to be like the Adventures of Weasel. It's coming.
Don't give the man any ideas, please. So that being said, everything else sold out.
Sold out.
Yeah.
I mean, what else do we have to do
to prove that this universe is viable?
You know,
ego, man. They don't want to be wrong. Let me tell you something about men. We don't like to be wrong. We don't like to be wrong. That's our biggest flaw. My grandfather told me a long time ago, he had this philosophy that a man should know his limits. A man is, if he's any man at all, knows his limits. That's what makes a man, not you thinking that you can do everything on top of the world and universe and stay on top and come out flawless. That's not how that works. Okay. A man, if he's any man, knows his limit. James Gunn, I would respect him more if he said, you know, second tier, third tier, fourth tier characters is what I do. I love these characters. Yes, they're not that popular, but it's something that I loved as a kid growing up. I never had the audacity or the balls to take on, you know, first tier characters like Superman and Wonder Woman. And congrats to who can ever do it, but that's not my thing. I do this and I'm good. I'd respect him more. He's trying to do shit that he can't do. He's trying to reach to a height that his arms aren't long enough to reach to, because he doesn't have it. This is not me dissing James Gunn. People have certain innate talents when they're artists, when they're filmmakers, when they're, you know, they have a way of doing things, and he just does not have it.
Look what the sergeant's saying.
Ego is a curse when it comes to elitism. Exactly. James Gunn is more worried about fitting in and the attaboy, look what I can do. Zack Snyder is not. Okay, Zack Snyder likes to tell deep, intrinsic stories that have lore and mythology, and he likes to do research on this stuff, and he likes to create his own. He likes to create his own mythos behind him. That's what he did with Rebel Moon. That's why
within the world.
His own world within the world. Exactly. Rebel Moon is his shit.
Yep.
Okay. James Gunn just gets behind yeah, I'll do that comic book. Yeah, I'll do that comic book. That's it. That's all he does. Like I said, Zack Snyder, he's not a director. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. He's not a director. He's an artist. Just so happens he knows how to direct.
Yep.
He went to film school.
He went to
the man does his own storyboards.
I'm pretty sure he does his own
storyboards.
paintings, bro.
He does his own paintings, his own sculptures, his own what do you call that? When you make the pottery, he does all of that. That's who Zack. He brought that to filmmaking. Yeah, James Gunn went to film school, but he went to film school to shoot movies. He didn't go for the lore. He didn't go for the mythology. He didn't go for any of that. He just went because he's like just doing stupid shit for entertainment. That's it. And it shows in his filmography.
Frank C., how you doing? Thanks for stopping by.
Charles Gunn said that he's an obscure character director in an article a few years back. Now all of a sudden he changed his mind. That makes sense.
He changes his mind very often.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And obviously he then, once he goes to Comic-Con, he tries to push his shit. I wonder how many people went to this website and bought something. I'm curious. I mean, has anybody have any proof, receipts, something that someone on the internet went to this website and bought herself a cap, a hoodie, a mug? Anybody?
And what is it? Just the new DC Studios logo? That's all it is?
Hell no, I didn't like that picture.
There is no fucking proof, guys. And this individual, also this page, pretty much saying also that if I can find it here, I lost. I should have been. Oh, there he goes. Okay, that we want to buy these things.
Oh man! Oh, I gotta cop those, man. Are they selling out? I better hurry up and go to the website and buy them.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Those are gonna be on clearance real soon.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything that he does is a replicant or a copy of something else somebody did. Somebody had already worn those shoes. That's basically,
you know, like if I were an executive, if I were in WB, if I had any say, like, I'm sorry, but after Joker 2, I would be panicking about everything DC. And when, like I said, when you take a look at the merchandise and you take a look at what's selling, you know, I do not think this translates well at all for the future DCU on film. There's no way. There's no way. Like these executives have to be losing their minds, pulling their hair out of their head. You know, like
not just the executives, bro. The investors, man. The people that are giving it, they're taking these people's money, and you're not giving them anything. This is how you're starting off your Comic-Con with Creature Commandos. You went from BVS hype, and we all know how hyped that marketing campaign was for BVS.
Yep.
Hyped up. You went from that to Creature Commandos, an animated series that's more or less like the Suicide Squad, only animation.
Mm-hmm.
Cookie
Oh,
cutter.
James.
His stuff is exactly the same. It's exactly the same. It's Guardians of the Galaxy in different various forms. That's all it is.
I like Sin Havoc's comment where he says WBD sale is about to pick up. What blows my mind is how is this stuff not sold? How have they not thrown in the towel yet? You know, how has not one smart business decision been made by this company in the last year? Like
crazy, dude. Listen, we would not be in this position if they would have listened to us, the audience, the consumers, because unfortunately, these guys, they don't want to make money. James Gunn looks like he prefers to, up his ego instead of,
I know
money.
you guys hit on that one little conspiracy earlier, but let's just throw in the other one. I mean, now that we're talking about it, what are the chances that the whole point to this is just to tank DC so that Disney can come in and buy it up? That's where I'm at with it.
I wouldn't be surprised in the least, because if that happens and Disney does buy DC, DC movies are done for me, bro.
But
I am never. Say it again.
Sorry, say that again. CS.
Disney can't own both DC and Marvel. There's laws that.
That's right.
I wouldn't put anything past anybody these days, man. Laws or no laws, there's always ways around the books. Money talks.
The only way that Marvel can destroy DC is by what they're doing right now, and the way that we, the fans, could win is by continuing to boycott, to send a message to their investors, to their stocks. Hey, it's not working with James Gunn. What's the backup plan? That's where we're heading to right now. DC with James Gunn, they're going rock bottom. They're going rock bottom.
They're on life support.
Yeah, next year it's gonna completely crush DC. They know it
because we already know what's about to happen. Creature Commandos is not going to do well. Let's just call that what it is. They're going to say they're looking at, and you can call it what you want to. On X Twitter, everybody's but Joker, that wasn't part of DC, or that wasn't part of his, or it wasn't part of this. Look, I don't want to hear that crap, because you had a DC label on it when the first Joker made money. Now suddenly, because this one's not making money, suddenly the label's not on there. That's a bunch of crap. It is under your stewardship. I don't care if you are running DC Studios and Black Label is. I don't care. It is still under your tutelage. I don't care if you think it's just under Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers still owns DC Studios. James Gunn, you are a manager who runs that part. That means you're responsible for it. It doesn't matter if the movie tanked and it had nothing to do with you. You're there saying you run everything. So if you're there saying you run everything, then that means you are responsible for what's about to happen. Creature Commandos is going to tank. Superman is going to tank. It's going to get swallowed up by Jurassic Park and probably Fantastic Four too.
I can't wait.
That's what's about to happen. Let's call that what it is. And as soon as it does happen, or as soon as his Creature Commandos fails, that's when I want to hear rumblings. I don't want to hear rumblings after Superman. I want to hear it after Creature Commandos.
Re-highlight what Sin Havoc said real quick. WBD being sold in parts. That's how it happens. Okay, that's how Disney gets their paws on this shit. They're not going to come in and buy up WBD. They're going to start liquidating everything. And when they liquidate DC, that's what I think is going to happen. Disney will come in and say, no, we want all the comic book characters under one banner, under the Disney banner, and that's how it'll be done.
And it's gonna suck.
I'm gonna say no, it's not going to happen for one reason. Nelson Peltz, Elon Musk, Gina Carano. Everything is going to shit next year with Gina Carano, because Nelson Peltz and Elon Musk are now buddies, and they are going to oust Bob Iger out of well, I think they announced that they were going to do a replacement, but either way, Peltz is going to get. He tried to get 2 seats in the board. He's going for 3 next year, because the Gina Carano is going to trial, and all the shit that went down on Star Wars is going to go into the public. Ooh. That is the Trojan horse that Elon and Nelson Peltz are going to use to get their 3 board member seats voted into Disney. They are going to halt all this DC buying shit. Yes. I think that's what's going to happen. And all these years that they've been planning to try to fucking unite everything and do DC Marvel together, it's going to fucking fail only because of Catherine fucking Kennedy, who she couldn't keep her mouth shut. She couldn't, keep it low. No, she pissed off Gina Carano, which honestly, I hope Gina takes Disney to the fucking cleaners. And she already said, we're going to court. We're not settling. I want to go to Discovery. And that's where shit is going to go down. So
see, this is the shit. This is the shit that pisses me off right here. Sin Havoc says Zaslav cashing in $275 million a year in bonus. That's the type of crap.
He doesn't give a fuck, right?
Man, he does not care.
He doesn't give a fuck. His paycheck doesn't get affected. He's not.
This is why they're failing. This is why they're failing right there. Yep.
Sin Havoc, on that list, I think I won't say his name, but you know who we are talking about. In my opinion, I think he's on that list. I cannot prove that, but call it a hunch. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. One last thing before we move to our final topic. I just wanted to share this with you guys because, again, I'm the type of person, and you guys know me, I have receipts. I have proof. I walk the walk and I talk the walk the walk and talk
the talk.
Talk the talk. Thank you. I replied that I retweeted this to our boy James Gunn. This is fucking proof, James Gunn, or any of your lookers are watching. I am not going to fucking buy your shit. I'd rather give my money. Yes, you can see it right there. I bought 2. And I'm not showing this to brag, guys. I'm showing this because I want to make a point.
He's proving a point here, guys.
I am proving a point here, okay? If you are a company and you give me the product that I want, right here is the proof that I will spend that amount of money, if not more, if I can afford it, for said product or movie or show or whatever. So, James Gunn, fuck you. You're not getting a piece in your bonus at the end of the year because of my purchase. But for that, I'm going to give myself another fucking
drop.
Yes, I'm going to give myself another fucking drop. And this time, I'm going to do...
And I thought my jokes were bad.
Give me one reason why I shouldn't have my boy here pull your head off.
How about a magic trick? I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. Ta-da! It's gone.
James Gunn's DCU. It's soon, very soon. It'll be.
Yeah, very soon. Not soon enough. Not soon enough.
Well, you know what, guys? That's my time. So before you bring up the other subject here, I just want to thank Mr. CS Director. Finally, we got to meet. It was an honor talking to you, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, carving out some time in your schedule to get on here and talk with us and shoot the shit. Really do appreciate that, brother. Yeah, absolutely. I want to say this, and then I'm out. And this is regarding what we were talking about here. A lot of people, again, you guys don't understand why we're so passionate about this stuff. So if there are any lurkers in this chat, if you are listening, let me tell you something. We take this stuff seriously because we like the stories that are told. We love the stories that were told by Zack Snyder. You just can't come in and usurp that entire thing and expect us to be on board with what James Gunn is offering. Had I been the type of person that likes the type of storytelling that James Gunn is into, that would be one thing. And I would be more than happy to give him a chance. But when you say the words, give him a chance, how can you give somebody a chance of something that you were never interested in the first place? It makes absolutely no sense. So this is not about giving DC a chance. This is not about being a DC fan. I am a DC fan. I'm a DC fan of old. I'm a DC fan of the way these stories are supposed to be told, in my opinion, and what I read. Okay. we love these stories because of how we identify with these stories. Every one of us identifies with Batman, or identifies with Superman, or identifies with Wonder Woman in a way that Marvel can never tell those type of stories. Okay, the tragedy, the heroism, the drama, you can't. It's just unmatched. It is. Okay, I gave Marvel a shot because of Blade. That's the only reason why I was even into Marvel. That, and I used to watch the cartoon, and I like I said, I like the X-Men 90, the X-Men cartoons and all that other kind of stuff. So that was my piece of Marvel. But I have always been a DC fan. I have always related to those stories and the way those type of stories were told. Okay, 89 Batman. That was like CS director said, 89 Batman. That was my guy. Michael Keaton solidified it for me as Batman. That was my character. That was my guy. Same with Batman Returns, and then Schumacher came out, messed everything up. Not really his fault. It's the studio's fault. I never really blame the artist unless the artist is literally in cahoots with them and trying to destroy a brand. But other than that, I don't think that's what Schumacher was actually trying to do. I think that was all the studio talking at the time.
And
then you had,
there's a whole other story there.
Yeah, and there's a story behind that. Then there's Singer with Superman Returns. Again, applaud your efforts, but if people were really looking for that type of storytelling in a Superman story, which was done before, it would have made better numbers than it did. Christopher Nolan single-handedly saved the comic book genre when he came to WB with his trilogy, and WB had a chance to finally carve out a place of its own and tell its stories with Marvel, but just tell a separate type of story for those type of that type of audience, and make the type of money that they need to make. And they brought the right guy in, which was Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder managed to tell the stories the way that I want to be told. Zack Snyder made me like Superman as a character. I never liked Superman, just like CS director. I never did. He made me like Superman. Henry Cavill made me like Superman.
He makes us connect with these characters on an emotional level that other directors, other iterations have not been able to do. And that was the point I was trying to make earlier when I was ranting about BVS, and it stands with this. There is a emotional connection that we have with these characters, because I think each and every one of us see a little bit of ourselves in these stories.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel.
We can identify with that. And I was mentioning this to Leon and Sky way back on they were doing a stream on Twitter, I believe it was, and I jumped on and I had mentioned that, and I think Rox, you were on there too, but I mentioned it and I said we identify with these characters, the tragedies, the things that they've gone through. Okay, that's what make those stories so unique. Okay, Marvel is just Marvel. I mean, it's a cookie cutter formula. It's a cookie cutter formula.
Over and over and over. It doesn't resonate with me as a 36-year-old man. You know what I mean? It just does not resonate on that same level. So
losing your parents, a tragedy, losing your parents the way that these men lost their parents. People can identify with that. That's real shit. Okay, Flash's dad going to jail for a crime he did. That happens, happens. That's real stuff.
But even like on another level, man, like the stuff that was with Batman, like that was all a mental health struggle. When you really think about it, deep down, what was Bruce going through? It was all a mental health struggle, and it was all about him having to get back to that place where he remembered why he became who he was, why he was doing the things that he was doing. You know,
exactly.
It's on another level that's not told by Marvel or by these corporate formula.
And here's another thing also. And here's also another thing that I love about DC. We grew up with DC stories, but then later we're going to grow up. We're going to be, we're going to be in our 30s, our 40s. We're going to be parents, whatever, So we're going to outgrow certain stories that are for maybe a PG-13. Hence why I read a lot of dark stuff. I love Black Label, so that way I can still have my DC, but it's now more mature. And then later, when I have pass the baton and show my younglings here and there, hey, like when people sat down with them, all right, I'm going to teach you about Star Wars. I'm going to teach you about Star Trek. I'm going to teach you about Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to teach you about DC. Start reading these stories of DC, which are, they're PG-13, like the Batman, like from the animated Batman. Perfect for someone who's starting at a young age. And then later, okay, when you're old enough, okay, why don't you read Three Jokers? Why don't you read The Killing Joke? Why don't you read The Dark Knight Returns? That's what I like about DC. You can have a brand there.
It's like you
for
can
the
grow
audience. Right. You can grow with it.
Yeah.
You can grow. That's the point I'm trying to say. You can grow with it, because if these executives had a few brain cells, which, let's face it, they don't. They have egos, mind you. They would be thinking this long term. Okay, James Gunn, if you are more family oriented type of band, okay, fine. Have your DCU. Let's have also DC Black Label movies, which it can be a Joker, it could be a Dark Knight Returns, it could be a Three Jokers, whatever. It could be a Red Sun. You can have DC Elseworlds movies as well. Kingdom Come. There's another one right there for you. So this can happen, but
see, and the thing that
the studio
realizes, bro, is that it doesn't even have to be like a fucking a theatrical huge release. You know what I mean? You can do smaller stories, Elseworlds that you're releasing digital only. Yeah, like there's so many options, and they're not giving us fucking anything.
Well, that's the point that I was making right there. But yeah, one final thing, guys. James Gunn said that he thinks that these superhero characters are just the dumbest things that he's ever read and dumbest things that he's ever experienced, and nothing gave him greater joy when he was reading these comic books and laughing and doing all this other kind of goofy stuff. He made references about Keaton. He made references about who wore the Batman costumes and stuff like that. Let me tell you something. Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan were two directors that were able to take characters wearing costumes or uniforms or whatever you want to call them, suits, and made you look past that to see them for who they really are. I dare James Gunn to do better. And with that, gentlemen, good night. CS.
We'll catch
Thank you again, sir.
Next episode, brother.
Love you guys. I'll see you guys next episode. And good night to the chat. Thanks everybody for coming out. We do really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe as you are going out and coming in. Thank you so much.
Good night, Charles.
Good night.
Thanks. All right. Thank you very much, Charles Austin, aka Sergeant Murtaugh. Now, quick reminder for all of you, please like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate the support. And now let's continue the conversation, because I told you guys we were going to cook, Director, what are your thoughts so far?
Man, honestly, when it comes to what DC has become, it's embarrassing. It's hard to be a DC fan because you can't like this or you can't like that without the fandom being so divided right now. And it's sad. It shouldn't be like this, and that's affecting everything because it's not only in DC. I love
it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. I love Transformers and I love Michael Bay. And even in there, it's the same thing. The same with Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Marvel is becoming the same thing. And the problem is, like you said, it's these executives. They don't care. All they care about is money. And I get it. That's part of the business. But you also have to care and be concerned about what your audience wants. If you have Disney putting out content that, let's be real, it's been woke and it's all this trash and nobody cares and nobody's interested. The numbers at the box office tells you nobody's interested in Black Widow because you guys took too long. You can't make these movies the way that they are. You have to give them, even in the comic, this character, for example, the Hulk, he's a badass. He's always aggressive. He's always like raging and stuff. You can't just make him now into like a soft hipster, punk type of character. People are not going to respect that. And it's like, why are you switching the roles too? Like if this character has always been, let's say, for example, a race swap or a gender swap, why are you doing that to your own brand? You're just going to turn away your consumers. Your customers are going to be like, well, you're trying to give me some type of message that I don't care about. I just want entertainment. In the end, I don't want
That's it. That's what we want. We already go through life. Life is already hard. for most of us,
Mm-hmm.
some are fortunate, some struggle. Most of us, we struggle in life. And all we want is escapism. We just want to get away from our daily problems.
The thing is we're being preached to on so many different levels of media. It's like, just give us something that's not preaching to us. That's just art. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
but Sin Havoc said it right here. Sin Havoc said it right here also. These guys are the responsible ones for all the content we've been getting these couple of years. These are the responsible ones. But moving aside, let's move on to, well, we've been talking about Snyderverse. It's just back in the news.
Back in the news, yeah.
It's awesome to see it.
It's back in the news. So this came out. So I want you guys to give me your take on this article. Have you guys read it?
I didn't get a chance to read it yet.
Rocks.
I skimmed through it, but let's let the audience in on it. Give them the rundown.
All right. So basically, this is Brad Curran. He's from fortressofsolitude.co.za. I guess that Z, is that New Zealand or no? I don't know. Whatever.
Sure. Doesn't matter.
He's been doing a lot of articles lately about Snyderverse, Now, granted, he is not a scooper. He's not saying, the Snyderverse is going to get restored or is going to get sold to Netflix or any of that stuff. He's not saying that. But what he is saying is the universe is still alive. Because we're still hashtagging. It doesn't matter if you hashtag restore the Snyderverse or hashtag still Snyderverse. It doesn't matter. You know why? Because at the end of the day, we all want the same thing.
Yeah.
We all want the story to conclude. We want closure. That's what we want. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter how we get. There are many ways to get to Rome. Some of us are taking the sell route. Some of them still want to go the restore route. Some of them are doing the release route. At the end of the day, guys, we're fans. We're the audience. We're paying customers. And we have showing with our wallets.
And the thing is, too, is regardless of how you're hashtagging, okay, we're keeping the conversation going. And by keeping the conversation going, people like this author right here are going to talk about it. And they're going to keep that cycle going within the news, right? So that's how we make this happen. That's how we keep pushing forward. We really, at the end of the day, I don't think it matters what you're hashtagging. It just matters that you're hashtagging and supporting seeing this vision happen. So that's kind of where I'm standing with this right now.
Yep. He says right here, also that Zack Snyder has supported Blue Beetle, obviously sells Snyderverse to Netflix. In the Joe Rogan Experience also. So this listen, there is a reason also why David Ayer has been back in WB, because it must, maybe, like you said, director, maybe the Ayer cut is plan B.
Yeah.
It's
plan B. I think the Ayer cut should have been plan B after Joker flopped. I think after Joker flopped, I would have been like, put that fucking movie out now.
I think that's what pushed the push the button, because when it flopped, they're like, okay, listen, the next movie coming out is Superman. If that shit goes down the toilet, we need a plan B like yesterday. So that's why I think this is. And listen, like I said, you guys can have it all. You are DC. James fucking Gunn, listen to me, please, motherfucker. Listen to what I'm saying. Yeah, look, I said I was gonna fucking rant today because I've had it. I've had it. Leave your fucking ego aside. Yes, we know your fucking ass hurt because of Dawn of the Dead. Get the fuck over it, okay? You can have all of it together. You can have your sandbox. You can have your DCU. Zach, let him finish his story. It's only 4 fucking movies. That's it. We're only asking for to release the Ayer cut, which is already filmed. They just gotta score it and maybe a few effects. Maybe spend maybe 20, 30 million.
I would argue less. I'd probably think they could probably finish it for 15.
Yeah, probably.
All right, let's assume with marketing, let's say 50 million.
No, not 50. 15. 15. You were saying
marketing?
Okay, with marketing, I'd say maybe 25 tops. I wouldn't throw that. They would, dude. Look at what they did with the Snyder cut. There was no marketing behind it. and we still made it a success. It was the fans that pushed it. All Zach put out were a couple little, clips here of Darkseid, a clip here of Superman, a clip here of Batman. That doesn't cost money, bro.
No.
They didn't when they put out the Snyder Cut. WB did not market that fucking film. We did.
Well, they didn't market it because
they
didn't market it because they didn't want to.
But I'm saying, take the same strategy with the air.
No. I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is, if okay, let's assume they don't want to spend on marketing. Yeah, we're gonna make sure that shit hits $1 billion. That'll hit $1 billion right away. Plus, you got you got also Ben Affleck footage.
You got Ben Affleck in there. You got Margot Robbie
with Killer Croc.
Yeah,
in the fucking sewers.
They have a lot of content they could put out.
There's a lot. You got 40 minutes of Jared Leto's Joker.
That's what I was going to say. You got a whole side story that we never saw with Jared Leto's Joker. You got one of the #1 actresses in the world after Barbie. You got Margot Robbie in the film. You got Ben Affleck in the film. You have all the there's so much content, bro.
So right here, Sin Havoc says 10 tops. Okay, so let's go with Sin Havoc. Let's say $10 million. I'm going to go with 20. I'm going to be a little bit more, higher end. You invest $20 million for a theatrical release. From WBD's standpoint, they're only putting $20 million. Oh, but it costs so much money. Fuck you. That was Warner Media. Warner Media no longer fucking exists. So all you shields
the
out
film's
there
just
giving that
sitting in a vault.
It's sitting in his fucking laptop.
Yeah.
So you release that movie, you're going to get that's going to be the best fucking return on your investment ever. So you have DCU. Okay, James Gunn, have your lunacy movie come out. Whatever. I ain't watching it, so whatever. Have your Supergirl movie. Whatever. Okay. I read the story of Superwoman tomorrow. It was okay. It wasn't the greatest story in the world, but it was okay for me, for being Tom King. You have DC Black Label. There you can put freaking dark stories. Like you could put the 4 last movies. You could put, and listen, you can have a quote unquote test run of the DC Black Label in theaters with the air cut. If it's a fucking hit, which it will be, we all know that because we're going to make sure it's a fucking hit. You do the Ben Affleck movie. And after that, Zach can come back and do Justice League 2 and 3 back to back. Done.
See, I'll be honest with you, man. I would settle with a streaming or digital release. I don't even think they need to do a theatrical release.
Wait, they can do either theatrical or listen.
I know the fans want theatrical. I get it, but for me, it's just give us the content. I just want the content now. I'm not going to argue about how I watch the content. I just want the fucking content. And if it's less of a burden on the company when it comes to funding the completion of this project by releasing it on a streaming platform or releasing it just digitally instead of, because I get it, man. You got when you're talking about putting it in a worldwide in theaters, you got to pay for those screens. WBD does have to pay for those screens, and if they're not willing to make that fucking investment, just put it out digitally.
However they want to listen. Whatever strategy they want to implement, I could give 3 shits. I'm going to watch the movie and I'm going to push it on this platform and on with all the people that I know either way. We all are. So, but what I'm saying is you can do it. You can have it both ways. DC Black Label, DCU, DC Elseworlds, right there. Look at Marvel right now. They've got Marvel Studios. They got Marvel Television. They got Marvel Special Presentation. They got Marvel Spotlight. Why can't DC have the same shit? You can put the DCU content, which is for the quote-unquote kiddies, whatever, Black Label for the grown-ups. And you're making money on the PG-13, just like Rebel Moon did with Netflix. Okay, we got the PG version for all the kiddies, and now the director's cut for all the grown-ups and the hardcore fans.
Right.
You can do exactly the same thing with DC. Have DCU for general audience, for all the whatever, and Black Label for all the hardcore DC guys that are like us, that we know, the lore, the details, and everything, and you're catering to both audiences year-round. And again, what I was saying earlier, I'm not a parent, but let's say, Rox, you're a parent. Okay, you have children.
Yep.
When they grow up, and you start teaching them about DC, yeah, you're going to touch them like, hey, the first stories of Batman, Superman,
Dude,
whatever.
I
Wonder
already
Woman.
started them already with Batman the Animated Series. I got them on.
There you go.
Started with that one real young, right? But eventually, I want to be able to turn around when they're a bit older, and I want to be able to show them like The Dark Knight Returns. You know what I mean? That's or even like what was the other one? They did an animated version of The Killing Joke. I can't show that to them right now because there's some subject matter in there that I don't want them.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not ready for that. But you know, that's the beautiful thing about DC. You could literally grow with these properties because there's stories for every age bracket. You know, I could show my kids the stories that are meant for them now, and as they get older, I could start showing them more stories. You know, what's funny is it was recently, just yesterday, my parents, my kids, they love the Super Mario movie, the new one, right?
I'll be right back, Rocks. You keep cooking.
They love the brand new animated Super Mario movie, but just recently, we were at my parents' place, and I found an old DVD of the Super Mario Brothers movie from when I was a kid, the 1990s movie with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo. Right. So I actually got to show them that for the very first time now, and I know it's not everybody's got their opinion of that movie if you're, a video game fan or whatnot. But just to be able to see my kids, start off with the animation, which is meant for them, you know what I mean? And then try to watch this movie now, this live action, complete different iteration of these characters that they love, but see them try to resonate with those characters and try to make the connections with, oh, this is from this in the video game and this is from that movie. Like it's a beautiful thing, you know what I mean? So to be able to see people grow with the content, and I think that's why DC resonates with so many of us. We grew with the content. We all started off like when we were little kids watching Batman the Animated Series and the New Adventures of Superman, right? And then we got to see the very first dark version of Batman, with that being Michael Keaton and the Tim Burton films. We grew with that. And then we grew into seeing that realistic, grounded take that Christopher Nolan provided all of us. And then you take that, and now they added in those fantasy elements, yet still a grounded take when it comes to what Snyder was trying to do. Like it's something that we all grew with, and that's something that those kinds of stories. It's what Charles was talking about earlier. It's what Riggs was talking about earlier. Those stories are not there when it comes to those other brands, those other corporations that are feeding us these properties like Marvel and all that, Disney and all that. It's not on the same level. It doesn't connect with the audience on that emotional level. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but I grew up and I watched all these Marvel films, and they don't stand out and connect with me like the way Batman does, like the way Henry Cavill's Superman does. It's two different levels. And when it comes to these properties, I think that it's important that people be able to grow with them. It keeps everything interesting. It keeps it all new. It keeps all these different interpretations. That's why we never get bored of Batman. You could give us 500 different Batman movies. I guarantee you're never going to get bored of Batman, because there's always a new iteration and a new take on it.
Yeah.
So, Phil, you're back.
Yes, I'm back. So, yeah, dude, like, listen, like, I agree with you 100%. What you were just saying, like, because Super Mario Brothers, yeah, like, it's like you got to start from some point, and grow with the IP, grow with the content. That's why, again, DC is perfect, because I can outgrow a certain type. Because I'm not going to be watching always the Adventures of Superman animated. I want to, I want to see something a little bit more dark. I already saw it when I was a kid. And I already saw Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, which I still watch them once in a while. But again, I'm a 41-year-old man, so I want to see,
you want to see
something darker.
Yeah,
something
you want to see the content that's aimed towards you. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
Like I said, that was the beautiful thing about DC and the way it was done prior to James Gunn taking over. It was content that was aimed towards us as we grew with it. The DC shifted with the times. They evolved. They gave us. It got grittier and darker and more mature as we all did. And now it's like they're just going right back to. It's like if they were to take it and go right back to the 1960s Batman. That's what I feel like we're getting with the DCU. We're getting that 1960s version of the property.
Yeah,
just modernized.
Yeah, no, it's again, like it sucks that we're here, but we're here and we got to deal with it, and all we can do is keep talking about it. Like, guys, like, listen, it's been 11 years since Man of Steel. That's a long time for us to still be talking about a movie that was released 11 years ago.
That's nuts.
And I don't hear people talking about fucking James Gunn's movies from the past. When do we talk about Guardians?
Guardians of the Galaxy like they talk.
Nobody.
Like I'm sorry, people don't talk about Marvel like the way they talk about this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but people don't talk about Iron Man.
Don't you fucking dare say that's in Havoc. Don't you I love George Clooney. Do not make me hate him.
The most passionate Marvel fans, I will say, are Spider-Man fans. I'll give Spider-Man fans their due. They are quite passionate and they do talk. And even me as a millennial growing up with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, that still resonates with me today. But like I said, it's just it's deeper. DC has always been deeper. There's always been more layers. There's always been a deeper message behind their stories. Revenge of the Batnips.
So James Gunn, his contract ends 2026. I'm going to tell you this right here, right now. It ain't getting renewed.
Nope. I don't think so either. I think we're going to get Creature Commando. I think we're going to get Lunacy. I think both of those are going to flop. I think Supergirl's going to get canceled, and that'll be the DCU. It'll be done.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. Mark my words. And if I'm wrong, I'll eat my hat. I'll admit it. You know what I mean? So I'll take my L if I'm wrong, but that's my prediction.
And that's what I like about us, our podcast, because listen, when we're wrong, we're wrong. We own it. Listen, guys, we are going to keep fighting for this, because we, at the end of the day, we love DC. We want DC. None of us want DC to fail. On the contrary, we want it to thrive. Unfortunately, DC now is under the stewardship of some really, really bad people that don't think about the business side, don't think about the shareholders, because we've talked about the stock market of WBD. I've been following that stock left and right. It's not going to work. The wound is too deep, all because, and this is the thing that pisses me off. And director, give me your take on this before we wrap up and we go to final topics. Okay, you had to let Henry Cavill go because Daddy Zazzy said, "Listen, I can't afford him. We got to go like way, way cheap." Fine, okay. If James Gunn would have at least kept his fucking mouth shut, yes, James Gunn, if you would have kept your fucking mouth shut, okay, and not shove to our throats with that Variety article, James Gunn writing Superman movie. Yep. When the fucking wound is fresh an hour earlier that Henry Cavill's no longer coming back. You had to fucking do that right away. You couldn't wait a day or two, not even a week. No.
You had to pour salt on the wound. You had to pour salt on the wound, right?
Right away and make it fucking even worse. Motherfucker. Fuck you, James Gunn.
Tell him how you really feel, buddy.
Listen, I'm trying to keep it comic book related, movie related. I can go way darker with this motherfucker. I could go there. I could really fucking go there. But I'm not going to. I'm going to reserve that for another time if it needs to be talked about.
It will be.
But I'm sure he's on a specific list. That's all I'm going to say. I'm fucking sure he's on a list.
You know what the problem is with WB and their whole DC brand right now, and it hasn't been now. It's been for a while.
listen, He's like, let it out.
It's wild because the problem with WB is since the beginning with Batman versus Superman till this day, and it's still not working, is the Marvel formula at DC. We grew up with these characters. Batman has always been dark. Take whichever version you want of Batman, it's always been dark. It's just who that character and what that world is about.
Yes.
Superman has always been positive, hope, and all that stuff. But now let's focus on Zack Snyder's universe. We're just focused on that universe. What Zack was giving us was something almost like what Christopher Nolan was doing, but still staying comic.
It was on a much more grander scale.
Yeah.
Charles says it all the time. Lord of the Rings type.
Yeah.
That's what he was giving us. A Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. And he gave it to us. We saw the potential that it has. But the thing is with WB is that they're still, till this day, trying to catch and cash in like Marvel. They want that money like Wolverine and Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
WB and those executives.
But the thing is they're going about getting it the wrong fucking way. And that's what we've all been saying for years after years after years. They've tried this bullshit already. They've tried to go the route of, okay, let's tell the story of like these side characters that don't really matter, which is what James Gunn is. Like they did the Birds of Prey movie. Nobody gave a shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? They did that whole lineup that originally came out after Justice League, after the theatrical version of Justice League. Like all of it failed. Nobody cared. Nobody was interested.
Frank C. I hope so. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope so. I'm like, guys, I'm sorry. Like, I am at that point now with James Gunn that I don't give a fuck.
I think it's gonna happen. I think
I'm at that point that I want this guy gone because listen, if he wouldn't have thrown salt in that wound, okay, fine, do your shit, but be mindful that emotions are high. No, he had to fucking go right away. And no.
But back to my point of what I was saying earlier, though, is that like they tried Shazam didn't work. They tried Birds of Prey, it didn't work. They tried Wonder Woman 1984, where they completely fucked up the tone of Wonder Woman and what Zack Snyder had envisioned that character to be, in my opinion. Okay, didn't work. Then they did the Suicide Squad, didn't work. Like Shazam: Fury of the Gods didn't work. So at what point do you just pause and say, okay, let's go back to what worked?
But here's the problem. Also. Like, wait, what? Okay, so you mean this, Sin Havoc?
Oh.
Can you please okay, please clarify. Don't leave me hanging there, dude. Don't not leave me hanging.
Guns on Diddy's list, eh?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sure it's either that one or the other one, but he's on the list.
Well, we all know that Diddy was apparently an amateur filmographer, right? Like he was an amateur. He liked to capture a lot of stuff on video, right? So,
by the way, director, Sin Havoc is our how do I put it? Our guardian angel.
It's like our encyclopedia.
It is encyclopedia, yeah. Just so you know. Phil, they would have to put Superman, Phil, and the rest of the slate in a can. I don't give a fuck. I don't
think that's what's going to happen, though. I don't think they're going to put Superman film in the can. I think Superman's going to come out. I think it's going to completely fucking bomb. I don't think there's a chance it's going to do the kinds of numbers that they're expecting. I think Creature Commandos is going to get flushed down the toilet because it's going to suck and nobody's going to watch it. And I think after that, I think they are just going to fold. I think it's done. I think the DCU will fold.
I will give credit where it's due because I am a person, I am reasonable. I liked the animation of Creature Commandos. I like that, like the way it was drafted, designed, but I'm still not going to watch it because it's James fucking Gunn.
I'm not watching it.
I'm not interested in his story. So the villain in Gunn's Batman movie is the Diddler.
I wonder if he'd get his brother to play that one.
Well, isn't he playing? Wasn't it? So here's how crazy is that shit? So he has his brother playing two characters, Weasel and Maxwell Lord. So what? You're gonna release a Maxwell Lord statue also of your brother? I can't wait for that. Pre-order selling for like what?
Tell me, show me a bigger, besides Henry Cavill and David Cornsweet's Superman. Okay, show me a bigger downgrade than frickin' Pedro Pascal to Sean Gunn. Show me a bigger downgrade. Like, I'm sorry, but
listen, DC is in the shithole, and I even something I forgot to also mention that like they were like saying on New York Comic Con, oh, it's so packed, everybody's excited for James Gunn's Superman and Creature Commandos. You really motherfuckers, you really think we don't know people that are in these conventions and they don't tell us what's going on? Like, really, you guys really think we're that fucking stupid?
And that's the thing, is I think it's now it's up to us. Now it's up to the fan base to start holding these narratives and these people accountable. You know, like if you're at a convention, you got a cell phone, take footage, upload that shit, show the world, show people what's actually going on. Don't let them get away with the false narratives.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. I've been saying this for a while and it's happening. Watch. I guarantee you when Creature Commandos comes out, they're going to make up fake numbers and say, look, just like they're doing with the Penguin right now. Oh, 5.8 million people are watching. There's nothing else to watch. So it's obvious that people are going to watch it that have the subscription. But they're going to exaggerate with Creature Commandos. But again, the numbers don't lie because look at the merchandise. It's not selling out and it's been out for days. Go look at the trailer right now for Creature Commandos. I haven't seen it, but the last time that I saw it was like 2 days after they released it, and it still didn't make 1 million views. That tells you everything.
Something happened to my audio here.
We hear you. We hear you loud and clear.
Did I?
Oh, Phil's losing it.
Charge.
We hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, good. Yeah. So I pressed something here in my headphone, my piece that was echoing, but I'm good now. You just made a good point here, Director. You know what? Let's check before we wrap up. How many views Creature Commandos got? We're not watching the trailer. I'm not gonna.
No. Just check out the view count. That's actually interesting.
Look at the official DC video for that. Let's see how much it has.
Yeah. Let's see how much. Here we go. Give me 1 second. It's so lame. It's so lame.
How many?
I'm sorry. Guys, I need to laugh. 1 second. Where's that drop? Where's the drop? Where's the drop? Why can't that's what I hate about StreamYard. Why can't there be a folder for like all the funny drops, the horror drops? It's all freaking for all you YouTubers out there like that. You know what I'm talking about. There's a whole freaking long list there. And you're scrolling and sort of trying to find the goddamn thing. Where's the drop?
Oh wow, this is bad. I'm looking at it too.
Hold on.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
That's a good one.
This is the one I found it. Okay.
Okay. So, okay. Look, the guy goes, but you're Blick. He's Blick.
Oh man. Okay.
All right.
Let's look at this. All right.
Oh Jesus. All right. Got to zoom in a bit more. There we go.
900.
It hasn't even hit 1 million.
Wow. 1,000.
That's
not even 1 million.
And then look at the other one with
Do me a
HBO Max.
A United.
Okay, so all right, hold on. I gotta put a. Oh, I can't put it. It's not working. Oh, there we go. There we go. I gotta help the ratio, dude. I gotta. Anyway, 900.
Wow.
Right, a million. Pretty much a million views.
Do me a favor, just for shits and giggles. I want to see the official trailer for Zack Snyder's Justice League.
The official trailer of Zack Snyder's
official
Justice League.
trailer of Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's what I want to see.
Hold that thought.
I'm sure Rebel Moon has more views than this.
Four years ago. What does that say? Is that from HBO Max that released that one? I want it from like one of the official
This is from HBO Max. Okay, hold on.
HBO Max or WB or an official account.
Right there.
So right here, right there. This is trailer 2. Hold on, I gotta wait. I gotta.
So trailer 2, I believe that says 13 million views.
13 million views for trailer 2 of Zack Snyder and Max.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
So, James Gunn, based on measuring sizes, since you really like to do that, unfortunately, Zack Snyder is
I mean, like, I'll say this. It's not really fair to compare Justice League to Creature Commandos, but you know what will be fair to compare? Let's wait till that Superman trailer drops.
Okay, you know what?
All right. That's what I want to compare.
I will take that. Okay, you know what? And to be fair, I'm gonna retract and take back what I said earlier. Let's give James Gunn. Okay, motherfucker, I will give you a chance. Let's wait till you drop, but not too soon, mind you, because you might change your mind. Release your Superman trailer, and we're gonna compare with Zack Snyder's trailer. Let's see.
And we could even compare it to Man of Steel. I'd love to compare it to the Man of Steel official trailer, and then I'd love to compare it to the official trailer.
Yep. What is the guys in the chat? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that would be fair?
And you know what? We won't do it. We'll give it a month. We'll give it a month to grow so that all its natural growth is done and it hits its peak numbers. We'll give it a month. We'll be fair, and we'll see. We'll see. We will see.
Director, what do you actually? You know what, Director? Why don't we bring you back for that conversation? We'll put a pin on it, and when Superman Lunacy comes out, we'll have you back on the show, and we will compare those numbers, and we'll give it a fair. Since you're already here, how's that sound? Does that sound good?
Sounds good with me. Count with me.
All right.
Awesome.
All right. So, okay. Yep. See, Batman. Batman is also someone who's reasonable. Shout out to you, Batman. Listen, for all you lookers out there, we're not unreasonable. We've been more than fair with James Gunn. He is the one who has fortunately put us, he's the one who's divided us. So, but whatever. It is what it is. So let's wrap up. Let's see here. So before we wrap up, any last comments about Snyderverse on the news, Director?
I mean, we're just doing what we have to do, but in the end, we already know that it's gonna come back. It's just like that meme. I don't know if you guys seen it, the one where that they put Zach's face on it, and it's like, oh, you did everything, and in the end, you still came back to me. I think that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Unfortunately, DC is where they're at because they chose this direction, and everything after Zach, it's proven by now. And the final blow is going to be Superman, because Superman is going to fully sink WB. And then what? What happens? Let's speculate real quick. If the Joker 2 couldn't make $1 billion and it's less than a month already to streaming, I think it goes up to streaming Monday or Tuesday this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's in less than 30 days.
Yep.
What do you think Superman is going to do? I think in 15 days, it will be in streaming at the way and the rate that it's going right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's definitely possible. Definitely a possibility.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
So we have to keep
I
our
think
wires
Joker.
closed.
I think Joker 2 should have scared everybody.
I'm sure the executives and the investors are panicking.
Well,
They're
maybe
doing backflips.
maybe that's why. Again, maybe that's why they're like, okay, get fucking David Ayer here now. Get that movie released. Get his Ayer cut. You know, give him what he has to do to get it ready as Plan B. Superman flops, they'll release the Ayer cut.
You imagine
They either release it on theaters or sell it to Netflix or release it on Max. I don't care. I just want the movie out. I don't care what medium. I don't care which studio does it. I don't give a fuck. I just want the movie released, have its moment.
We just want the fucking content.
Jared
We just
Leto
want the content. Yeah.
finally get his long overdue flowers because the man's listen.
Dude, he
Call
proved
Jared
he
Leto-
could do the character in just that quick 3-minute scene he had in Zack Snyder's Justice League. He
Yeah.
completely redeemed himself. Now, you're going to tell me you got 40 minutes of footage of this guy doing that character the way it was done in Zack Snyder's Justice League? I'm in. I need to see that. I don't know about you guys, but I need to see that.
Listen, Jared Leto, yes, he's kind of a
Regardless, separate the art from the artist.
Yeah, but let me finish my point.
Passionate.
Yes, the guy is different. Let's put it that way. I don't care. The man's an artist. Let the man do his art. There's a lot. We all have crazy stuffs in our lives. I don't care. Okay, if Margot didn't get along with Jared, I don't give a fuck. You don't have to put them together if you're gonna continue the story, and they don't have to be in the same room together.
Snyder proved it.
Zack proved it
Mhm.
already. Even when he had to remove the actor from
Army of the Dead. Army of the
He had
Dead.
to do
the pilot.
everything. The pilot. He had to do everything with. He added T. He had to green screen everything. So don't fucking come and tell me that Zack could not pull it off. You bring Margot back with Jared. You just don't put them in the same room. And
the crazy thing is, Zack can pull that shit off in his fucking driveway, bro. He
Yeah.
can pull that shit off in his driveway with a fucking green screen.
That's it.
Don't tell me you can't do it. Of course he can. This is Zack fucking Snyder we're talking about here.
And listen, and also you can DH the actors.
Yeah.
You can Ben Affleck. Yeah, Ben Affleck is in his early 50s now. Yeah, he's getting up there.
You
I
don't need to
care.
though. The story he's already said the story's 10 years later. You don't need to.
Yeah, but you would have to de-age him. Obviously for the nightmare scenes, yeah, you can leave him as is. But if you need to get back to the age of when he was younger, yeah, de-age him. So what? These guys can bulk up real quickly with Zack Snyder, and physically they're going to be good. If you need to de-age them, well, Gal doesn't age. Well, she's Wonder Woman. she looks great regardless. This can be done. So there's no fucking excuse. If they can bring back Luke Skywalker, you can de-age Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck. So
You know what? I give Disney credit. Their de-aging technology is pretty incredible. The stuff that they've been able to pull off.
Yeah.
Even what they did with Robert Downey Jr. in the I don't know if it was it Civil War. Yeah. That was some pretty incredible stuff. So I give them their flowers with that.
And the technology is getting easier now.
Yeah.
Especially now with AI.
With AI, I
you
was just
put AI right now, and you can de-age someone.
Mm-hmm.
The one, like for instance, I didn't watch Indiana Jones, the last one. I do not want to tarnish the memory of Indiana Jones with that movie, but I saw what they did with Harrison Ford. They did a good job, but you can also de-age his voice. Why the fuck didn't they de-age his voice? Well, topic for another day. So, oops. Hold on, I gotta fix it. Now we're good.
There we go.
Guys, the Lethal Geeks Film Vault is coming very, very soon. Rocks, please announce.
So are we announcing the first movie?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, I've been saying to Phil and I've been saying to Charles that we wouldn't be the Lethal Geeks if our very first movie wasn't Lethal Weapon. So I believe we are going to schedule a time for Riggs and Murtaugh to sit down, and they are going to watch and review the Lethal Weapon movie, the very first one, and that will be our very first entry into the Lethal Geeks Film Vault.
Mhm.
Nice.
We'll have also a guest to watch that movie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say who. You know who you are. But we had said in the previous stream that we want to bring people who have not seen a lot of movies that, like I said, we have all generations here. We got Gen Z, Gen X, Millennials. We got everything here. So a lot of people have not seen certain movies. So we're going to bring you guys into that, into that journey, because we want you guys to appreciate the cinema, the art, like we do. So the first movie, yes, is it going to be the Lethal Weapon movie? Charles and I, we're going to sit on it with our guests. We're going to watch it. This person has not seen Lethal Weapon, and that was the intention.
So it'll be a brand new experience for this person.
It will be a brand new experience for the person, correct? And that way, and that's what it's about. We want to bring people who have not seen these movies before, and some may have watched it, of course, but if you haven't, even better, because you're going to enjoy the experience, even more with us. So yeah, so definitely we're going to be putting that on tape within the next
very
week
soon.
or so.
Very soon.
Yeah, and like I said, it's going to go. We're going to release it just like that, and boom. And once that movie comes out, we're going to select another movie. But remember, guys,
we're going to start. Yeah,
polls.
I was going to say, we're going to start including you guys. We want you guys selecting the movies that you guys want to see and that you guys want reviewed by us and thrown in the film vault. So that process will start obviously right after we get out the very first episode.
Yep. So yeah, for sure, we're going to be, like I said, we might be doing like 2 movies a week, depending on schedule. One might be with a guest. One might be, okay, this one was from the polls. Okay, we're going to watch this movie because it was from the polls. It's going to vary, and we have other stuff that we want to announce, but not just yet. But let's just say we at the Lethal Geeks podcast, we've been cooking for you guys, because at the end of the day, we do this for you guys, and we want to thank you for joining us every 2 weeks, every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and rant with us, talk, geek out, talk all the things that we love, comic books, pop culture, movies, video games, you name it, and this is going to keep growing and growing and turn it into our little community that we are, building. And Director, I want to thank you also for joining us in this episode. Have you seen? First of all, I want to ask you: have you seen Lethal Weapon? Have you seen those movies before or no?
Yeah, I've seen them, but it's just so long that I forgot about them.
Okay,
so long.
All right, cool.
But I appreciate you guys also for having me. It's an honor to be here. And talking.
No, yes, I want to thank you as well for taking the time to come on the show, man. Like I said, this whole show, the whole point has always been to bridge our communities, and we want everybody to recognize at the end of the day, we're all working towards the same goal. Right. So we don't want to limit who we talk to. We don't want to limit the conversations that we have. We want to try and include everybody from every faction, from every side. And we want to all come together, and we want to achieve this goal of getting these movies released, of seeing Zach's completed vision. So thank you for coming on the podcast tonight, sir. I appreciate you taking the time out, for being a part of the conversation, and for being here. Thank you very much, CS.
And thank you guys.
Now,
for
before we let you go, Director, we're going to do one final announcement. Just a reminder to everybody of our giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rox, this is your
this
is your thing. Let me just put it here on the screen.
Perfect. So as most of you guys already know, our very first giveaway, we're giving away the Lethal Weapon collection. You get all the films in one Blu-ray collection, and it's the easiest contest you could ever take part in. All you have to do is go over to our X page at the Lethal Geeks. Make sure you're following us on our X page at the Lethal Geeks, and all we're asking you to do is to like this photo, and you will automatically be entered for a chance to win a free copy of the movies. All right, we're giving away the Blu-ray collection is being given away November 1st. So we're just a few days away, I think about a week away, and we'll be announcing. I think what we're going to actually do is we're going to announce the winner on our next podcast,
on the next episode. Yeah,
on the next episode. It's just easier that way. But because I did say we would select the winner November 1st, we will select who that winner is. I will get in touch with them, or Costello, one of us will get in touch with them, whether it be through my personal pages or the Lethal Geeks page. We'll get in touch with the winner. We'll get your prize to you, but we will be making the official announcement as to who the winner is on our next episode, episode 10.
Alrighty, guys. So you guys know what to do now. So just a few more days from November 1st. So do what you got to do, guys. All right. Final thoughts. Let me see here. Final thoughts here. So any last things you want to add to the conversation, Director?
I mean, let's just keep doing what we're doing. And the main thing right now for us to keep doing is us united, wallets closed, and we will stop at nothing.
Awesome.
Okay. Awesome. Rocks, what about you?
Final thoughts, man? No, I'm just I don't even know where to start with this. Just, we're just going to keep going. We're going to keep pushing. We got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. Me and Phil and Charles, we had a awesome conversation while we were pre-gaming for this episode, and the amount of stuff that we got coming your way that you guys are going to be blown away by. So just keep an eye out, keep a lookout, make sure you guys are always liking, sharing, and make sure you guys are subscribed on all of our platforms, so that you guys stay updated with everything that's going on. There's going to be some big announcements coming in the few weeks. There's some stuff that you guys are really going to want to be a part of. You're really going to want to have the opportunity to be a part of. And I'm just going to leave it at that for now. But yeah, other than that, I cannot wait to see you guys in 2 weeks on the next episode. Phil, back to you.
All righty. Well, guys, first of all, let's not forget giving the place in the director. I forgot to place in the locker.
Okay.
So, no, guys, listen. Listen, at the end of the day, what the director said, wallets closed. Restore the Snyderverse, sell Snyderverse to Netflix, release the air cut. It's all good and dandy. Million ways to get to Rome. And that's what we want. We want Snyder's story to be concluded. And we will get that. We just got to keep pushing, keep hashtagging, keep the conversation going, guys. All right? Keep Snyderverse alive. And things like this, like McFarlane toys, that is a clear sign. And you think stockholders, shareholders don't see this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Of course they do.
They know what sells.
Yeah,
they know what sells, guys.
They know it. So, final thoughts here. I'm going to leave you guys with this last drop. Good night, y'all. Take care.
On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying.
Hasta la vista, baby.